this too. I found out about the extra assignments on Friday when I had work. And then on Sunday, I also had work. So I had 3 more assignments I needed to do before work that day. Then on the day I usually have D&D, and then before work on the other day. So then I buckled down on Saturday, did all my work, studied, was confident going into the test, and I absolutely failed. There's no way I did it. There's no way I
don't even know
test. It's so over.
You don't even know yet?
No, I have no idea.
No.
You serious?
I want a little snacky. Can we
I'm
have the Kinders, please?
full, bro. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I can wait.
We can wait.
I'm still
Wait for the
genuinely
Kinders.
stuffed up.
You're stuffed up, man. That Chick-fil-A was good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Time to get
Yummy.
real nerdy. Fantasy as a genre. Elves and dwarves don't get along. Do you know why that is?
One's higher up, one's lower down.
So you don't know why that is?
Dwarves.
Well, I
in
do
the
know why
mines,
that is.
elves up in the
Elf,
trees.
3 letters, dwarf 5 letters.
That's actually it.
Oh,
You nailed it. No, okay.
One
Real
has
nerdy. Here we go.
20 years.
So-
the other one, big beard.
The fantasy genre. As
One
we
has a
know
beard.
it-
One doesn't have a beard. Because elves can't grow beards. I don't
Wait,
think.
true. They
Yeah.
can't. Or they
And
shouldn't be
dwarves
able
have
to.
chodes.
Oh, well.
Like your
Is
Baldur's
that-
Gate 3 character.
Yeah. Dude, that guy is actually a wall.
The Rizzler.
Yeah.
True, man. He
Rizzler.
is the Rizzler, man.
So, Tolkien,
Yes.
Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, inspired the fantasy genre as we know it.
Yes.
Right? Before that, elves were basically like little garden gnomes. But Tolkien had like the first idea to like make elves like elves.
This like fantastical race
which is
of,
like what they are
beautiful
now.
individuals.
Basically, the entire fantasy genre is based around Lord of the Rings. So, the in-universe reason for Lord of the Rings between why elves and dwarves don't get along is super interesting. And I think you'll find this really interesting because Tolkien studied a lot of different religions.
Yeah.
And one of those was like the mythos of different religions. So like Greek mythology and stuff. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of inspiration of that in Tolkien's world. Like Silmarillion mostly,
Yeah.
but still it's his world. So there's this one basically like god of the world, which is called Iluvatar.
Yeah.
And this guy has a bunch of like children basically, which is the Greek pantheon essentially of Tolkien's
Okay,
world.
okay.
Right.
And each of them has their own separate like thing that is theirs, all right?
Yeah. Like their domain.
Like their domain, right? So there's an overarching like thread line throughout the series that it's like working together and cooperation is like you're able to do more together, doing
Yeah.
things together. So a big part of like the pantheon. Is that the
Yep.
I'm thinking pantheon and my mind instantly goes to League. but
Same.
I'm corrupted. But yeah,
Pantheon is,
the
yeah,
pantheon of
correct
like
term.
these beings, these Valar is what they're called
Cool.
for technical term. But they originally were like a concept, and then later on they were like sort of given form and stuff.
Yeah.
But when they were back into the concept phase, they're kind of described as instruments, where if you play an instrument by itself, you can make music. But when you play instruments together, you can like harmonize, and you can come up with different melodies, and it sounds better. And it's basically this concept of like bringing all the instruments together for like an orchestra.
Yeah.
That's like the pinnacle, right? So when they work alone, they don't work well. Okay? Iluvatar goes to all his little kitties and he's like, hey guys, I'm going to start this thing called like basically time, because time wasn't really a concept.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to start this thing called like creation. I'm just going to make a lot of stuff and you guys are going to help me do that.
Cool.
So he shows them his plan. They're all like, that's really cool. But then there's one of them that is sort of the domain of like creation, kind of. Not really. He's like the forge master.
Gotcha.
Similar to
Yeah.
like Orn.
Yeah.
Kind of. Where he's like, he's like the minerals and like the material. That's like his thing. So he's like, hey, this plan is really cool. And in that plan, he saw humans and elves, which Iluvatar was going to create.
Yeah.
He's like, those things are really cool. So I'm going to surprise everybody by making my own version of those. And I'm going to do it quickly. I'm gonna do it like before, and it's gonna be a big surprise, and people are gonna be excited. So he goes down in his little workshop under the mountains, down into the mines, and he creates dwarves. Right? He creates all these 7 different dwarves.
Yeah.
Does that by himself in secret without everyone else. He comes up to the surface and he's like, "Hey everybody, check out this cool thing I made in secret." Boom, dwarves. Big Papa upstairs, Iluvatar, isn't pleased. He's like, I mean, that's really cool that you're able to do that, but you're supposed to be working with other people and like cooperating.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to kind of put those on the back burner for now, but they'll come out later once everything else is sort of running smoothly, right? And because he went and did it separately from everyone else, nobody else's domains were able to sort of become like in the dwarves as well.
Yeah.
So they don't work with a lot of other things, including the other creations, which are elves. So this dude goes off and does his own separate thing. And that causes sort of a rift between that creation and every other creation, which is why elves and dwarves don't get along.
But wouldn't that make...
On top of that, hold up, his wife was the domain of plants and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so she was mad that that he didn't cut her in on like what he was doing.
Yeah.
So she's like, your creation will never get along with my things, which is the plants.
The pity.
The plants, right?
Yikes.
So when you see stuff like Deep Rock Galactic, where they insult elves by calling them leaf lovers, that's all because of like Tolkien's lore and because dwarves don't like plants.
That's so funny. That I can absolutely see the Greek mythology sort of thing of like literally Greek mythology is basically like, it's so funny because you look at Greek mythology and like study the like gods like interacting and stuff. It literally is like basically keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah,
but
literally,
like
it's like
cosmic
dramatized.
beings.
Yeah,
it's like drama. They're like like Hades got mad at somebody, so he like took their wife to like the underworld or whatever. And he's like, yeah, this is mine now. It's just so funny. I absolutely can see that.
But I learned that.
That's
I was
hysterical.
fascinated. I was like, so
that's
funny.
The
reason why dwarves don't like elves in Lord of the Rings. But because Lord of the Rings is such a like influential piece of media and everything else incorporates the idea of like dwarves and elves not getting along, that's why.
You know, it's like
that's the case.
Like a subgenre of fantasy is called Tolkien fantasy, which essentially is like fantasy that's very similar, if not the same as Tolkien's, because it's just. And it's so funny too is I was watching a podcast the other day or listening to a podcast the other day of people talking about world building, all this kind of stuff, whatever. Actually it was a YouTube video, because I remember it was like I saw it through the comments that I'm like, oh, interesting. I was watching this video and this guy was talking about like how to world build better, like, you know, for your D&D campaigns, all that kind of stuff, like dropping like, you know, world building the pieces of lore that like some of your players might really like to know and all that kind of stuff. And also it's just fun to do as a DM, like being able to world build. It's like one of my favorite things, like and like, you know, I know the term Pantheon because I just created one not too long ago, like last year. I finished the creation of the Pantheon of Ashal, which is my game world. And it was really interesting because they were talking about like all this stuff, like, you know, you don't have to be like Tolkien. Your stuff doesn't have to be as good as Tolkien. Like it doesn't, like people often forget that the reason that Tolkien released like 4 or 5 books total, like one series essentially, like Lord of the Rings and then the adjacent stuff, was because he spent like 13 years world building
all the time.
Because he spent like a few years writing the books, but spent like 13 years world building since he was like young.
I mean,
like,
that's what the Silmarillion.
World building. That is the Silmarillion. Is putting down into words his world building.
It was his son who went through like stacks and stacks of different stories. He just wrote, and he organized it into like chronological order,
basically like a Bible.
Like edited it into the Silmarillion.
Like
that was never
Bible.
like a planned book. That was just short stories basically written throughout his years.
Yeah. And then put in chronological order and like
organized.
And like there's and then there's like notes and stuff. It's crazy. It literally looks like the Bible. Like there's like there's notes inside of the, like, you know,
and it's written like
page
it too,
break.
dude. It's like written
really
like
interesting.
I mean, I haven't read the Bible, so I don't really know what it looks like.
Yeah,
but it's really cool. It's crazy. It's very fascinating to think. I also thought, I was like, man, that'd be so fun to do, to create like a sort of like just like
Like
a
a
world,
text?
just like a text.
Yeah, right.
of
We just take
all
a
of the Shaw.
13-year break from your game.
Oh
So
no,
just
no,
write
this
it.
would be something that I would
Yeah,
just.
guys, give me 5 more years.
Give me
This
five
is
more
something
years.
I would just like pick at very slowly over
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and then also just like it wouldn't be anywhere near like as in depth or whatever, but it would be basically be like, it would basically be like if I could like stop time and just have infinite time to do it, I would do that and just like just build this crazy world out and just write this like massive like textbook that I could just flip to pages and stuff.
That'd be so
I'm
it's
so
so
jealous
cool,
of people who run games in like pre-existing worlds.
Different
because of
world
that.
building, like lore. It's just so fascinating.
It's really cool. It's definitely fun to write, but like I get a lot of enjoyment out of like having a homebrew world, having like a creation like this world that I've created and made and like edited in the way that I like, where because a lot of it is inspiration from other books, other TV shows, movies, whatever, and then I like take ideas from those and then edit them to make it either fit or change it to where I think I didn't like something here and I wish it was this way instead. It's like, oh, I now have a space where I can tell the stories I
like
want. I wish
at
I had
the
seen.
deeper,
right?
like actual like reason for things is always so cool.
Yeah.
Like if you wrote something and you're like, yeah, it's this way. I don't really know why, but I'll come up with it later.
Yeah, exactly.
And then coming up with that reason later makes it super cool.
Yeah.
Like that was something when I watched Lord of the Rings or any other game where dwarves don't like elves. I'm just like, oh, dwarves, elves, they just don't really get along.
Yeah,
but
right.
like
they're also kind of just like very different. Like,
Yeah.
they like dwarves like meat, elves like salads, but it's like why
learning
They
that
don't
it's like
explain why.
literally ingrained
cool.
into like their creation.
Yeah.
Like it's ingrained to
makes
who they are
Legolas
as
and Gimli even
beings.
more interesting, too.
Right.
Makes it that even crazier. Like the fact that like
Yeah.
who would have thought that they would have
Exactly.
become best of friends and like
What a
stayed
good
friends
scene.
after the Fellowship.
What a good scene too.
Yeah.
From the movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
My
need to
favorite
read.
part's
How
when
about
he
fighting side
couldn't-
by side with a friend?
Couldn't name his bow.
I could do that.
That was nice.
Who are you
So
saying?
good, man.
Speak up.
What?
You're dissing the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
No, he's dissing
Unbelievable.
elves.
Yeah, I'm just elves.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
character bleed from his D&D character,
I
man.
don't even think it's D&D character anymore. I think I just hate
It's
elves.
just you just don't like elves, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
understandable.
Elves are so cool.
They're elves, man.
They're so
The
cool.
elves,
though.
man.
They live so long and they don't need sleep.
They killed my family, man.
Unlucky. That's just a jungle death. What can I say?
Oh, wait, now that I'm playing an elf, oh no. I'm going to have to hate my own character because I'm
Wait, true.
playing an elf.
You are playing. That's
Yikes.
player growth right there.
True.
Instead of hating everyone else's characters, I'm hating my character.
Yeah. You hate
Yeah.
your own character, exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's so cool, man. I love that. Like, yeah, Greek mythology is so fun as well, which is why like I'm like I remember I was,
Theros.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
Theros. Theros is so cool. Like
Yeah.
I want to run a campaign in Theros, but it's like I also spent so much time.
Yeah, what's the point of
Spent so
writing
much
something
time.
if you already have a world that
Which
you
is
can
so unfortunate because
make
like
in?
I was
Well,
talking
just
to
take
Dad.
stuff from Theros and rip it.
Well, I
Yeah.
have already.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that
he's
would-
cheating, man.
I have already. Southia, Dusmaya,
Not
and
making
Gamor
everything
have stuff.
Dude, is his world even his world?
Like, Dusmaya's-
did he even make that?
Like Dusmaya's
I just
pantheon
Google it,
is
it comes up.
yeah.
Literally, it's like
Dusmaya's pantheon, like, or their names for the gods are the names from Theros, and they're very similar. Like some of them are very similar, but then there's a couple of them where I'm like, I've changed like the god of the dead in Theros is a little bit more evil than the god of Ashal, than the god of, like the god of the dead or the
Yep.
god of like undeath or whatever. Like
is
death,
he like?
essentially.
Yeah.
Is he an evil? Well, yeah, 'cause
No,
there is an alignment.
super
though.
neutral.
Or
There's gods are the
evil
only
gods
things in
and-
my game that have alignment.
Ooh.
Really, because everything else is like you act how
They
you
fall
act.
on the alignment.
You
scale,
fall on the
but they
alignment
don't-
scale, absolutely, yeah. But it's like you're like the on the stats. I don't even bother putting alignment on stats for monsters that I make and stuff. It's like it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
If
Unless
it's a
you're unless you have
if it needs
gameplay
to be-
items.
yeah, exactly. That's
Don't
the only
bother.
thing that matters. And I will never use the Archmagi stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really see a point in doing it. Like I can't really find a cool way to make, because I was thinking about making like that sort of like because I like the idea of having sort of like an artifact like related to the plot of a campaign, like the Book of Exalted Deeds. I like that. I think that's really cool.
Yep.
Or like highlighting specific really cool high level mechanics in D&D. Like for example, in my campaign, how wish is a very like prevalent
Yeah.
thing. I liked the idea of making a campaign where it was like like that really put like the ability of having wishes or like the magic that is there and what can happen to the world because of that. I think that was a very interesting thing to kind of touch on.
Because why would we?
Fair.
You guys are we've
it's
already
a consumable item. We're not going to use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, no, dude. Yeah, exactly. Literally. No. So we've talked about this before. I don't know if like the three of us have talked about it, but you and I definitely have one of the times after a session. But I as part of the wrap up for the campaign, when the campaign is done, if you haven't used all of the wishes, I'm getting basically like everybody's gonna like unanimously vote. Like everybody will give ideas what the wishes are gonna be, because you have to use those wishes, because I do not want that being an NPC, because that's just like things get game breaking when you have a wish, And so like I want to basically know like what are the last 2 wishes that you guys use, and then I can maybe throw that in as a fun little like flair for like or flavor for like, oh yeah, there's a new type of sky. There's a new type of sky ship, and because you guys maybe use a wish to like say like I wish planes existed, and it's like now planes exist, and then I throw that into like
I wish modern technology was real.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta change the whole
Have
world.
the on/off spell.
Setting.
Use
Go to
the
sci-fi.
Use all the sci-fi like spells that they have in D&D, like the on/off spell cantrip where you like turn on electronics and stuff.
Dude, we should wish to give our next character a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you already. I mean, the genie does have sort of like a metagame knowledge of the world, so that would maybe work. I don't know. We'd see. We'd have to see.
I'm the DM
No, it
now.
would.
I'm gonna
We'd
wish
wish
to
for
be
it.
the DM. Then
No,
wish
it
the.
Hey, man. I'd gladly give you the reins.
Dude, I do not.
That's
like
the thing too.
DMing.
Is like honestly, my dream is like if I could, like again that whole thing of like if I could just like snap my fingers and have like a textbook of a shawl, like a full-on like campaign setting guide just made and like pulled stuff from like if I was to have written every word in that book, drawn all of it myself, if I could just snap my fingers and have it, would be the coolest thing ever, because then I could hand it to somebody and be like, I'm trusting you with this, like if you want to tell a story in my world, and because I want a shawl's not my world, it's our world.
Well,
no, it's mine.
You know what I mean? The author of it.
Yeah,
but
I think we all are.
We all
really
are, because we.
I wouldn't have ever come up with.
I am.
I wouldn't have ever come up with some of the stuff that I've come up with.
I've been telling him everything behind the scenes.
But I've been telling him everything behind the scenes.
But yeah, it's like there's a lot of world building and stuff that I wouldn't have ever prepared or planned or made, because the choices that you guys made either in game or characters you chose to play.
Yeah,
it's like there's a lot of stuff. It's fully.
So why do you hate DMing?
I just don't like it.
Nice.
I feel like you gotta try. I feel like you should.
I like making like the world and all that, and like planning stuff out. But then DMing, I'm just like,
yeah.
It's just like I'd rather just play a character, because like then it's more like
it's reactionary.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm just
playing a character, something happens, then you react to it.
Yeah,
as
but
a DM,
then
it's very like you have to. It's like you're getting ahead of it.
Yeah,
you're like, okay, here's the problem,
and then like all of the like cool plot points that like I'm just not gonna experience, because I'm just like telling the story.
It's different though.
Or, like,
Seeing
the
reactions.
plot twists that
like
happen, I'm
when
just
you
like,
guys in my game,
I'm waiting for this plot twist to happen. You guys just don't know that it's going to happen.
It's different.
When you guys had the whole interaction with Nim,
so cool.
I was like, "Oh, this is sick."
When
this is so cool.
When Drauvan was like revealed as Zoot's brother, it was the coolest thing ever. One of my favorite moments of the game, just watching you guys react, watching Bill being like, "Wait, he read my notes. He listened to the 700 texts he sent me." Like, yeah, Bill, I got you, man. You said you wanted a secret brother. You got a secret brother. Now he's like one of the leaders of one of the rings of hell. Yeah. So, and now you guys found out his daddy's Satan.
Literally.
His daddy's leader of the ninth ring.
We have a hostage, man.
We didn't even do an intro.
Didn't. Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're distracted.
Yeah. Hey, we're 99% distracted. Yeah. Yeah, I was actually watching the clock when you were doing, like, when you were going off on the whole, like, thing, and then I stopped looking at it. Completely forgot about it. So we're 18 minutes in or 15 minutes in or whatever, and we just are now doing our intro.
Welcome back.
How you doing? That's funny. We got stuff moved around, so we got this. This is our current ranking. So here should be the yogurt drink should be this should be at the bottom, and the yogurt drink should be on number 2.
Yeah.
We don't have the bottle for the yogurt drink.
I mean, we can literally get a baby bottle and just put it.
No, I was gonna order one. I was just gonna order another one. I would drink it again. It's not bad.
I wouldn't.
Like,
yeah,
I'd order it and then clean it out and put it here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that one's absolutely disgusting.
It's like
in third place.
$1.29.
That should not even be near the pedestal.
This one sucks, man.
You liked this more than the other one? Did you like this?
I think so, because I think the green tea upset my stomach less than that one did.
Hey, that's super valid because this feels like you're drinking chalk.
Yeah.
It feels like you're.
Dude, I think
chalk.
I was peeing out chalk after I drank that.
This stuff though, it's raining champion.
Yeah, even though it's like what? C.
It's not even like
it's a C. I think.
It's a C.
We gotta get things that we think we're gonna like.
We should.
Hopefully, we'll like the one.
It was funny though to start off by doing like weird ones and stuff, and then like having a couple.
I mean, I got one.
I
got one that I think has a contender. It's contender for top
for number
spot.
1.
Hopefully, for sure.
I mean, it won't be that hard.
Should that be what we try to do? Should we try to get something that we think is going to be a contender
eventually
for number 1 but don't know?
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah.
I think it's fine now to just do wacky ones because we have barely any.
Well, now we'll know. We have the 3 ranking now.
Yeah, so I think now trying to get
this is
top.
the absolute lowest possible. These are both full Fs across the board.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we should probably get some good ones.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now should we try to
what
get
you
things that
mean.
we think are going to be number 1?
Yeah.
It's like stuff you haven't tried before, but stuff you think you're like, oh my God, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get it and save it for the podcast.
Or maybe we just change the ranking to where we just have a bunch of horrible drinks, and it's one
What's the
like, hey,
worst?
I'll drink this for a second time.
Which one do we think is the worst? Should we rank
Or
them by the
is
worst?
it the
This is at
least
number
of the
1?
worst?
We could, because like, I mean, will we ever find a weird drink that we're actually gonna like?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
No.
Yes,
Think about how many there are. We got to go to that candy shop.
What candy
There's
shop?
like a huge candy shop that I got all of the like that Dora and I
Wacky weird drinks?
we got all of the like puffed candy.
Oh yeah. Like
There's
the
one in
Skittles,
Maine.
like dehydrated
there's
Skittles.
one in Maine
cool.
that we can go to.
Let's send it.
It's
Sometime.
like I think it's like actually nearby Chick-fil-A, kind of like that area.
Should have gone.
I don't know where it is, so
I can't believe this
guaranteed. But yeah, we Dora. I want to take Dora and Lily because Lily didn't go. I think it'd be fun to take her to candy store and be like,
Yeah.
because it is like Willy Wonka.
She'd
It's
be
like
like a
crazy.
kid.
It's so much
Oh,
candy.
you can't have
like
any of this
It's
candy.
so colorful.
She'd be like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
Oh
You said
my
it.
word! I said the thing. I said the
There it
thing.
is. That's with the supercut. Yeah, dude. Oh, I would have a blast bringing her to a candy store.
Content warning.
Dude, what a peak game. That's such a good. That's such a good segment.
Yeah.
Good call.
I just.
Man,
Yeah.
we're
Something
just coming
about
off
the vibes.
We're just coming off the like it's kind of taking a dive a little bit now
Yeah,
as far
yeah,
as like
yeah,
the
it's
content on
definitely.
YouTube and Twitch
Yeah.
or whatever. People aren't really playing
People
it
have done-
anymore. We were about
yeah.
a week away.
Yeah.
Like the last stuff I've seen was from about a week ago on YouTube. Like people were like editing videos
same.
and stuff, highly
But,
edited videos,
dude.
whatever. What a great game! That's
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
fun.
We've
Came
had
out on
some
April 1st,
funny-
so we're a month away from we're literally 1 month from the release of the game.
Oh
Came out
my,
on April
whoa.
1st. Yep, this was the first. It's Landfall Studios, so they made totally accurate battle simulator, totally accurate battlegrounds,
Grounds,
a
right?
Knight's Tale, rounds,
Okay.
and there's one more Stick Fight.
Oh, they're goated.
Goated, amazing studio, absolutely
What
amazing
the heck?
studio.
They made
They're so
stick-
good.
Stick fight
Yeah.
and totally accurate battle.
Yep,
field
and rounds, which is
whatever.
fantastic.
I don't know what rounds
a
is.
Knight's Tale or whatever. Which
Is it
is
Knight's Tale like the actually like?
Or no, sorry, not a Knight's Tale. It's like the weird.
I
It's
was
like
gonna
you like
say.
race the horse, and it's like a romance. Like it's a duo. It's specifically duo. It kind of reminds me of almost like Mario Kart Double Dash. Where there's 2 knights that are on a horse, and you have to like race. Like, you're like in love. It's like a Valentine's Day
Okay.
theme sort of thing.
What was the game you said? Guns or
Rounds.
rounds?
Yep. You play as like 2 little circle guys, and you have like guns, and every single time you win, you can like level up. You get like 3. It like rolls random like cards basically, and you pick a card to like level up your character or give him a special like ability. It's like one of them like doubles the shots.
Oh,
you
I've
get.
seen this.
One of them gives you like
Yeah.
a laser rifle. One of them like lets you
Yeah.
jump higher, or like you get bigger or smaller.
You've
It's
seen
really
this
cool.
game?
It's very fun.
Let me zoom in.
It released as like an April Fool's game. Like it was just like, oh,
Is
here's a
that just
fun,
their whole
funny
thing?
idea. That's their whole thing. Yeah. Oh, I think Cluster Truck as well. They had Cluster Truck as well.
I don't think I've seen that game
There's
before.
no way.
And then Stick Fight.
no, there's no way they
very
made
good
all
game.
those games.
Landfall Studios. Look it up. They're amazing.
Rounds. Yeah, landfall.
They're so good. Yeah, so they
did
released
do
it
content warning.
They released it on April 1st. This was the first one that they've done where they've had it for free for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So this one was free for 24 hours.
Oh my gosh!
I'm telling you, it's so good. They're such a good studio.
Yeah, they did do Cluster Truck.
Yeah.
Stick Fight, Rounds, Totally Like a Battle Simulator, Battlegrounds, Nightfall. What's Air Brawl?
Nightfall?
Air Brawl.
That's some
Nightfall
plane
is
game.
the one I was thinking of. It's very wacky. It's not Nightfall.
A
Sounds
Daring
similar to
Journey.
like another one. A Knight's Tale is a serious game, very serious game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like
Nightfall.
3D realistic.
Yeah,
And I was like, that's a
yeah,
huge,
no, a huge
jump.
jump. Yeah, no, there are a lot of like
What is
2D
Nightfall?
wacky games.
Do you know?
Nightfall. There's like show them the picture, see if you can get like the picture of the cover.
Yeah,
so you
gotcha.
play. It's two people. You play as knights, and you're like riding on this horse, and you drift a horse.
Okay.
You're like drifting a horse and like collecting upgrades and stuff, and you're trying to get to
Trailer
the
time.
end of like a path. And then
Oh,
you,
I
like,
think
have
I've
to
seen
sur-
a clip
The two of you
this.
have to like
I was
survive.
thinking-
I've
like-
seen this. It's the drifting horse.
Yeah, the drifting horse
I've
game. It's
never seen
really funny.
I
It's hysterical.
thought you were meaning like nighttime,
Oh no. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I just
Medieval
got like
Knights.
a game from like some random key.
Yeah.
It was some like
Called Nightfall.
really bad
But it's
horror
like-
game.
It's
Yeah.
called Nightfall, but like night. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, you're
I haven't
like,
played it yet.
I'm
but
sure
it's
there's like 12 games called Nightfall.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
But yeah, no, Landfall Studios, absolutely amazing studio. So good.
Dude.
Released it 24 hours for free. We claimed it all for free.
Those
Yeah.
those
yeah.
videos that
So
we made
hilarious,
with Troy were so funny.
Those are so fun, yeah.
the
Oh, dude. I'm glad he's living back down here now because he was up in UMO and he had like his laptop, like Razer laptops. Like he'd be able to play
Yeah.
games and stuff, but he'd be so busy with classes
Yeah.
that he like never played. But
Just
now he's
drop
back
out.
here. He's got a little bit more time, so he's been able to play games. I'm so glad. But man, that was so much fun playing with him. And oh my word, those were hysterical. Yeah, but dude, there was some like crazy clips. There's a video on my channel which should be it should be linked below in the description
Of
and stuff.
YouTube?
And you have yours too. You uploaded all the
Yep.
clips and stuff as well.
I think
So on
there's
Trey and my
like
channel,
3 of them,
which are in the
but-
description next to our names, there's like a whole video I have of like it's like a 20-minute one of all of the stuff that we did. So like the ones we played without Troy, just three
Dude.
of us, and then the ones with Troy.
the news
So
segment
good,
one
man.
where it was us three playing.
The
and
news segment was
You
hilarious.
were
Yeah.
interviewing him. That one was so good.
That was really
that
funny.
I got
Dude.
the final line out at the end. Yeah, because I wasn't supposed to say it. It was supposed to be Trey's line, and you guys both died. And I was like, I need to finish the clip.
Dude, that was so good.
I got
though.
it.
Dude, yeah, that was a fun game, and it's definitely, and I knew it. I had said it when it came out. I was like, I bet this is going to be a kind of game that you go back to when you're
Yeah,
just like
for sure.
looking for something goofy.
Yeah,
you have
for
an
sure.
absolute blast for a few hours before you go to bed, like cry laughing because it's so funny, these wacky moments. And then you're like, have a great time. You're like, that is so much fun. And then you don't touch it for another like
Dude,
4
and
months.
the one where we had the
You know.
bomb guy was so
that was
perfect
so
too.
good.
The explosion.
Oh my
was
gosh,
so
the quality, the
loud.
audio quality being bad and the video quality being bad
Yeah,
is so
it's-
funny to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's a really good game.
it's very good.
Yes,
I'm
it
excited
is.
for their game next year too because they do it every year. It's they do one game a year.
That's insane.
Yeah.
They're goated.
They're very good.
They're one of my favorite studios,
Genuinely,
dude.
yeah.
And I never
and Totally
knew.
Accurate Battlegrounds, genuinely one of my favorite battle royales.
It was
so
fun.
I played it not too long ago with
Yeah.
Jake. We were just bored, didn't know what to play, and we're like, let's play battle. I don't know, let's play
Dude,
this game
I
again.
love
So
the
fun.
zone in that game. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
the big wall,
Like
and it's like closes.
seeing it.
It's like the
closing,
maze
like,
runner
Maze
clips
Runner.
where you have to like run in and you're like, oh.
Have you ever played that game or no?
I don't
It'd be
think
fun.
I have.
So the
I think you would
zone
enjoy it.
is
It's
instead of like Fortnite zone or like
Yeah.
gas or like fire, it's a wall that will drop.
You'll see it
Like
move.
sections.
You see it move like above you. There's like pillars that move, and they go in, and then once they reach the point where they're supposed to go, then they drop to the ground.
And they start
And then they
closing,
start closing
between
like
the
giant
different
walls.
segments.
You've probably seen videos from it because it was really popular when it
Yeah.
came out.
It's fun.
It's so
free, too, so
it's
we can
so
play it.
funny.
Free.
It's in it. Yeah, it's really funny. There's
You're
like you can
speaking
throw like
my
there's like a
language.
grenade you can throw that like drops a cage and it like traps him in a big like cage, like almost like a force cage or whatever, or like
Yeah.
something from that like the D&D item. And then or like, there's like a grenade where you throw like a launch pad on the ground. Then there's one that you can throw that like makes people like dance and stuff.
Boogie bomb.
which is very similar to like boogie bombs and stuff. But this was like I think that Battlegrounds. I think.
No, the boogie bomb was out before.
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
because that was like a very early item.
Yeah, it was.
And then there was one that there's a gun that you can get that is your finger, and you go pew, pew, pew,
Yeah.
It's really good. And you can get like a wizard. So you have like there's people with, like AKs and like sniper rifles and stuff, and then there's people like shooting just with their fingers or whatever, and then there's like people that have like there's like people with like like mage tomes. They're like throwing giant boulder spells and stuff at the same time, and everybody's all like ragdoll like physics and stuff. So like if you get hit by one of the boulders, you can go flying in the air. It's really funny. And then there's like a designated button you can press where like you press a G and your guy turns the gun sideways and he goes and starts like beatboxing. And he turns the gun sideways and starts like beatboxing. It's really funny. It's a great game. It's a good time.
And it changes the recoil too.
Yeah.
So like it'll go like to the side so you can put your gun against like a wall and have better aim.
But like people can hear you.
It's cool.
Yeah. It's very
It's a fun game for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of games, though, we talked a little bit in the car when we were on our way to Chick-fil-A. But, dude, Borderlands. So what we'll start with is there's a movie coming out.
A movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Borderlands, one of my favorite, like I said earlier, Borderlands 2 is my favorite game of all time ever. So much nostalgia behind it, but also the fact that I've played the game and beat it like 12 times. And it's like not a small game. Like that's a sad number to tell people that I beat the game with every character. An average playthrough takes like 20 hours or something.
Probably
or 25 hours. It's not a terribly long game, but I did a lot of side quests too.
How much time do you think one of your playthroughs was?
My Zero playthrough, which is my first one on PC.
Zero's a character.
Yeah.
My first one, I think maybe my Xbox 360 save is longer than my PC save. But my first like save that I played when I got the game like by myself, so, like playing solo by myself, because I originally got it to play with Josiah, and then when they got old enough or whatever to play it, because it was like one of the first like shooter games that I got because my parents saw, oh, it's cartoony. Fine. And then they don't realize that they're like, you literally can like shoot people with like certain guns that's like Torg is the name of the brand of guns, because that's like a big thing, is like each brand or company that makes guns has like a different sort of like a gimmick to the guns. So Jacobs are like sniper rifles, revolvers, and like shotguns that fire as fast as you can click the button. There's no fire rate limit to it.
It's
so
sick.
you click as fast as you can, and that's how it shoots. Torg is explosive rounds. So you shoot someone with a Torg shotgun and their entire torso blows off in a giant explosion of blood. And
like
and
getting
gore.
your favorite gun type in your favorite gun company is so cool.
Hyperion, the longer you shoot, the more accurate the gun gets. So it's typically SMGs or LMGs that get more accurate. So you're like, and then it like zones in, and then it's a laser. Like at the very end, it's like
not
perfect
real laser,
aim.
but
it's like perfect aim. There are some guns called TDR, which you throw the gun instead of reloading it. You just throw it and it blows up like a grenade. And then another one just generates in your hand. Like it just like digitizes in your hand. There's one of them that is Mollywan, has like a bunch of element weapons. So there's like it's like acid damage, fire damage. Ice wasn't a thing until later. It's fire, acid, slag, which basically increases crit damage and crit chance. Yeah, I'm telling you would love the game. It's because it has all the kind of stuff that you like of like the building the optimized character, picking the right skills, having the right like weapon build, where you're like, I have a slag sniper rifle so I can hit somebody with a far distance and hit them with the slag rounds, and then I can pull out my like pistol and like shoot them and get like that thing, and then I can use my TDR SMG, shoot them, and then reload, like throw the, because the more bullets that are in the magazine, the bigger and more damage the explosion does with the TDR weapons. So you shoot a couple rounds and then throw a full charged SMG at somebody, and it does a ton of damage. And then like the grenades you get grenade mods where like sometimes you throw a grenade on the ground and it like creates like this like phoenix that chases people down and explodes. Or there's one where it like blows up into this massive cluster of a bunch of grenades. There's one that like homes to people and sticks to them if you throw it at them. It's really cool.
Now I'm just trying to think of a full summoner build.
Yeah. Gage.
Is there
Gage.
Summoner?
Yeah. The Mechromancer. Like the Mechromancer and the Beastmaster from Borderlands 3, which I haven't beat Borderlands 3 because it's very big, and I was playing it with Silas, and then we stopped playing for a bit.
Well, Borderlands 2 is $20, not on sale.
G2A though.
Yeah, so
G2A is
probably
sale, it's probably $8 on G2A.
It would be a lot cheaper.
It's super cheap.
I've seen like the whole like set for like
the whole
$4.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes on sale a lot.
Yeah,
the Handsome Jack collection, which is
Yep.
Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel, which is kind of fun as well, is like it goes on sale all the time.
Yeah.
But Borderlands 2 would be the one that I would want to play the most.
Yeah,
the
I mean, that's
three
the
of us
best
and
one.
play it through all the way, and then like if we want to play the other ones, we can.
It's
But I definitely want to
similar.
play that one and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands because I haven't touched Wonderlands and I want to play
It's
it.
similar to Deep Rock and Destiny 2.
Yeah, on Steam. That's what they say on Steam.
Well, that's
I
not
don't-
a good sign for Trey.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like that. It says that on there. I don't like Deep Rock, and I
Okay.
like Destiny 2, but I don't. Right? You and I both don't really like Deep Rock. We just couldn't get into it.
Fake
It's
fans.
just,
But
oh, I gotta go dig
Borderlands
for
is so
stuff.
good.
Oh, I found something.
Yeah,
Whoa, I found a
the humor
egg.
is so-
Oh,
so
time to go
funny.
back.
We're rich. We're
Oh,
rich.
there's some
We're
random
rich.
monsters come in. Oh,
So,
let me
bro,
kill
you
them
gotta
to make more
embrace the
money.
So this will be really funny because you don't know about Borderlands as well. This isn't like spoiler territory stuff. This is like it's just I'm just going to show you characters from the game and then who they chose as casting for the characters. And then I just want your reaction to
Yeah.
be like, "Okay, that's cool," or "That's
And
maybe
you're sure
that's
this
a
is
bad
real?
one." 110%. There's a trailer.
Okay.
The trailer is out.
okay.
Okay.
I will say this: the world, the sets,
Yeah.
the guns, the costumes,
Yeah.
fantastic. Some of the best, most accurate video game
Okay.
adaptation I've seen in like live action. The most accurate
Right.
live action as far as the world and the sets and stuff and costume and whatever
Mm.
goes. The casting, I'll let speak for itself.
Okay.
So we're going to start off with the character Lilith. She was a character from the first game that you could play. She's what's called a siren, which is basically the mages and stuff.
Okay. She's
like a psychic.
She's like a psychic. They can like speak long distances with people. She's called like the Phoenix is what they call her or whatever. She's all about like fire and stuff. So this is Lilith from the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is who they chose as the kid to play the character. Mind you, this takes place like in between Borderlands 1 and 2. So this age. So that is the age that this character's going to
Okay.
be. And they chose Kate Blanchett.
I mean, the
That's
art
and that,
style
by
is
the
a
way,
little.
By the
she?
way, that's a good picture of her. Let me look up another picture of her and show you what she looks like right now because that is like her, like stuffed to the face with makeup and then also de-aged and like touched up. This
Yeah.
is what she looks like now,
Okay. How old is the character?
like 25. And they got like a 40-year-old
Okay,
woman to
that-
play it.
that's-
Claptrap, who is probably you've seen before.
Oh yeah.
You've probably
I've
seen this
I've
character
seen it
before.
a lot.
Really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the guy who voices the character is like, this is dramatized. I'm dramatizing this, but this
Yeah.
is what people say online because it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he's on Hollywood's hit list, is what they say,
Okay.
because he does not get along with Hollywood at all because he
Yeah.
understands that they're just this like disgusting organization.
Okay,
and
well, I
This is
see who's
whatever.
casted as the role, and that's good in my opinion.
Who is it?
Jack
I
Black
think
as
that's-
Claptrap. I will
Yes.
say,
I think that's really good.
I will say, not completely upset about that. Not
Yeah.
completely upset about that one. I was like, it might not sound right. I didn't think I was like I saw him as Bowser and he did amazing and I was excited for him as Bowser. Seeing him as Claptrap, I was a little bit like I didn't like it until I realized that the guy who plays Claptrap would like absolutely refused ever
Right.
to be on Hollywood, and he's like, I will never be in a Hollywood movie. I will never
Yeah.
do that. Whatever. Like just refused. And I think that in the newest game, or the newest one that he was in, the pre-sequel, I think it was a different person that voiced him because like in between Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, a lot of like crazy
Yeah.
weird drama stuff happened with the voice actor. I just have like bias because I love the voice actor in Borderlands 2 because he's amazing.
Yeah.
Dr. Tannis, who is a very young autistic doctor.
In
She's
Borderlands 2?
fucking hysterical.
Is she in Borderlands 2?
Yes. So
need to
we'll
play the
meet her
game
in
again.
Borderlands 2. She is so fucking funny. Young girl.
Okay. I mean, this looks like a very A-list.
They got Jamie Lee Curtis to play
I mean, I don't know
Wait.
who Jamie Lee Curtis is.
Wait, can I see-
If I'm being
She's an
honest,
old
what does she
lady.
play?
She's
what
in
has
The
she
Walking
done?
Dead. She's a character in The Walking Dead, I think. She shows up for a little bit. She's not in
I
it for a long
don't
time.
think I've ever seen her, or I don't recognize her at least.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's look up Jamie Lee Curtis real
What
quick.
has she done as roles?
Yeah, I'm gonna find that out. So she was in. Let's see, Jamie Lee Curtis. What is she known for? IMDb. She was in Halloween in 2018. She was in Everything Everywhere, blah, blah, blah. True Lies in 1984 with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's interesting. She's in a lot of like horror stuff.
Huh. Makes sense. I feel like a lot of
this is different. I'm thinking
like,
I must admit. Oh, she was in New Girl. She was in Knives Out. She was Linda from Knives Out.
I didn't watch Knives Out.
Gotta watch it.
I know. I want to.
She was Peregrine from Archer. She was the voice actor for that, though. I guess she wasn't in.
Huh.
I'm thinking. I must be thinking someone else who looks like her.
Yeah,
but she was in NCIS.
But she has success.
She was in NCIS. She was in New Girl, which I love. Knives Out. She was amazing in Knives Out. Fantastic. She's a really good actress. Amazing. Like very, 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 very good. Yeah. But you're 100% right. This is an A-list. Like this is like basically Mario movie cast. They're going for big names, not good actors or people that look like it. Or
for the role.
Not necessarily, because I don't really think I'm not a huge fan of Cate Blanchett. Like she's pretty talented, but you know, Roland, who is big old buff black dude.
Kevin Hart.
So a big old buff black dude
is like
played by
tall guy.
Yes, Roland is a big, wide, tall black
The Rock.
dude. He's The Rock,
but
would have been a better casting for him.
Does he wear like a suit? Because what if they just throw Kevin Hart?
No, he doesn't. He's not wearing a suit. He's just a short guy in the movie.
I wonder if they're leaning into it.
He's also just Kevin Hart so far from what I've seen in the trailer. He's just Kevin Hart. He's not Roland. Because Roland, I really like. He was from the first game as well. My favorite character from the whole series, Tiny Tina. He's played by
a little psychotic.
Ariana Greenblatt. I don't know much about her.
I can see that casting though.
Yeah, I think that one looks pretty solid. I haven't seen her in the trailer.
She looks a lot like Tiny Tina.
Ariana Greenblatt was in Barbie. The Boss Baby, Avengers Infinity War. Oh my god, she's Hawkeye's kid, I think. Or maybe she is, or is she what's his name? I think she might actually be Iron Man's kid.
Iron Man has a kid?
Yeah. You haven't seen?
Big fan over here.
I don't.
She's young Gamora. What? Okay, I guess not. She was Matilda and Awake. I don't know, a bunch of stuff. She was. People.
She has experience.
She was young Ahsoka in Ahsoka, I guess. And then Krieg.
Yep. Okay.
Who's a psycho is what they call them.
That's the guy on like the cover.
Yep. That is like the staple.
A psycho. Krieg is a specific psycho, but like the guys on the front is just like that's like the standard, like the weakest enemy in the game. Basically, is the guy on the front. Weak. This dude is not. He's big and giant and buff and has a buzzsaw, and he's the conductor of the poop train. Which will make sense. Just trust me. Just trust me. It'll make sense. Florian Montano. I don't know much about him.
Yeah, but again, another.
Yep. And then Atlas, who I don't remember very much at all, is played by.
Dude, I want to watch this trailer. Do we watch the trailer and then cut it out and then just?
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so I'm gonna show them the trailer.
Because I need to see this trailer, dude. I haven't played the game in a while, so I'd like forget a lot of these characters, but.
God, loud. So yeah, remember that young girl? That's the 20-something-year-old girl. Very first shot doesn't look the greatest. Okay, so we'll watch the trailer. If you want to watch it, pause now. Go watch the Borderlands trailer. It's by Lionsgate Movies. Borderlands 2024 official trailer. Go ahead, watch that if you haven't seen it yet. I'm honestly super excited for this game as a huge Borderlands fan. Or for this movie. I'm a huge fan of the games. So go watch the trailer. We're going to watch it real quick, and then we'll be back in a second. So yeah, that's the trailer.
It doesn't look bad.
It doesn't look terrible. I do think it's going to be a very fan-servicey movie.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Mario was, and I loved Mario. I loved the Super Mario movie. Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought it was such a fun
It was a good movie for sure, but the whole fan-servicey thing wasn't bad.
Right. It's kind of like the Dungeons and Dragons movie as well. It felt very
more like a love letter.
Yeah. The Dungeons and Dragons movie felt very much like a love letter to the series, and this feels like that.
Yeah.
I just wish that they had And with the Dungeons and Dragons movie as well, they didn't really pick like A-list names. They picked like up and comers, like people who were like, obviously Chris Pine. Chris Pine was like the biggest name there probably. And
he was the draw.
Yeah, he was. It was like it's like he's the main character. Hey, Chris Pine. Yeah, it's like you're in for at least a pretty solid main character, right? And then the supporting cast, I really liked the direction that they went with that. Also, they weren't choosing casting for characters that people have known for 20 years.
Yeah,
it's like because it came out in the first game came out in 2008, I think. So it's like almost 20 years, which is crazy.
Tina looked good.
Tiny Tina looked good. I think that some of the dialogue was a little like honestly not unhinged enough for
but
Tiny
there was
Tina.
definitely unhinged.
But I was like, you could see it.
Like it's gonna.
Maybe we'll see more in the movie.
Would you say it's gonna rain with your body parts?
I'm gonna make it. We're gonna make it rain with your body parts.
That's Tiny.
That's
Tina.
Tiny Tina.
So
absolutely.
Yeah,
that is a good sign.
Yeah.
What do you think though, as somebody who hasn't really like interacted with it? What are you thinking of that so far? Like just from because that really does encapsulate mostly of what Borderlands is. It's big explosions, cool guns, and like gory, gross jokes. That's like
it looks interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely I feel like showing like it's one of those things where like the Dungeons and Dragons movie I think is a very good movie to show people who don't really know what D&D's about and being like, hey, here's a movie of what we do in our heads.
Yep.
Like we do this but in our heads, right?
Yeah.
We tell these kind of stories in our heads, whatever. It's like that could be a cool introduction for somebody to D&D. I don't think that the Borderlands movie is going to be a very good introduction to the series.
I feel like it's very much a like Marvelization of the Borderlands series, if that makes sense.
I totally get that.
They're taking they're taking like trends and stuff that work in Marvel movies for like mainstream audiences and using those same things to make like a Borderlands piece.
The thing I did like about this, humor's on point. The humor is on point with it's completely on brand with Borderlands.
Yeah, basically
I feel
the
like
same. I couldn't tell a difference.
I feel in the games, definitely are a bit raunchier.
Because
of the time. 2012 was when Borderlands 2 came out.
Yeah.
So it was a different time. They could get
Yeah,
away with a little bit more.
It's pretty bad.
You know,
Yeah.
they could get away with a bit more than they could now if they were to try to release it. You know, and if they did have that humor, it's not going to be in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the rating. Was it R or was it PG-13? I think it was PG-13.
I don't think
it
I
was
saw
R.
it.
So yeah, that to me,
it's like
I
that would
feel
be a thing where it's like a Borderlands movie would make more sense to be R.
Yeah.
100% make more sense.
Like
I didn't see the rating though, so I might have just missed it. But
either.
Yeah.
Like
interesting.
Yeah, it would make
it's
sense
definitely
based off the game. It would make sense. Yeah.
Definitely. But I do think it would be really fun. It's a game you can sink a lot of time into. It's a game that doesn't matter if you play it solo if you do enjoy it because there's so much shit to the game.
I know.
But like if you end up liking it and you're like, oh, like this is really fun. You want to try a different character. Doing a solo playthrough is so much fun.
Yeah.
Like so like you would get a lot out of it too for like in the times where we can't play. You have a character, you have a save where you're running and you're doing it solo.
I think you are right.
Would be really cool.
By saying
you would like Axel as well. Axel's from the second game. He throws like turrets down. You can like buff up the turrets to be like crazy as well.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's cool. I think you were right. The guns and like the vehicles and the worlds look really good.
So good.
That's
costume design and all that just look absolutely on point.
That's really cool. So that's
of course Jack Black with Claptrap is like it's good. He's funny.
I think Jack Black does a really good job of being able to like disappear into some roles while still keeping like his charm.
Yeah, that's
like,
something that I think Kevin Hart doesn't have. He used to have in like the buddy cop movies that he did with The Rock, which were really, really funny. Those movies, he kind of disappeared a little bit into the roles, and like I remember watching because I watched them with Chris like years ago when I was in high school, and I remember watching them and I was like, dude, these are really funny. And also in Jumanji, they were so funny. That whole cast, Jumanji was so good.
Yeah,
I thought they were hilarious, both of them. But like those movies were so funny, and like they did kind of disappear into their roles a little bit, and they did a really good job of like playing like you know. Kevin Hart playing like an old man in the second one. He did so well. And in the first one playing the like, you know, tough basketball, like sort of jockey, bully kind of guy, whatever. He did really, really funny playing that character, doing the sort of thing where it's like, you know, being like, you know, having the physicality of somebody who's like used to being big and pushing people around, but being in the small frame and like playing off the funny jokes there. those were really, really good. In this role, I'm afraid that
It's gonna be Kevin Hart.
it's gonna be Kevin Hart.
Yeah. See, the thing
Especially
about
with how strong of a character, like not strong physically, but strong, like well written of a character that Roland is.
Yeah.
Like Roland is a very well written character. One of my favorite like stories in Borderlands 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm afraid that seeing this will not do it justice.
Yep.
Because which is funny because I've never really been in a position like I am currently with this series and being like I really just hope that the series does it justice. Like where there's people who are diehard fans of like Invincible the comics or whatever,
or Fallout,
and they're like really, or Fallout, and they're like I really want this to be good. It's like that's how I feel. I just really want it to be good.
I mean, there's been a positive trend for video game adaptations recently.
That's true.
You know,
you did a whole thing on it.
I did,
or part of your research thing for college.
Yeah, I'll get into that, but real quick, I do think Jack Black, especially as Bowser, I saw Bowser, not Jack Black. And I think
dude.
it's partially because he's voice acting and not acting.
Yes.
So I think Claptrap will.
That's actually very
work.
true. Yeah, that's very true.
Because it's.
I feel like it might be like with Mario, it was weird for the first like 10 minutes. Seeing
but
Bowser.
eventually it just is the character because it's the disconnect with the physical.
Yeah, and then it's like then when he's singing Peaches, you're like, oh hell yeah,
and,
Jack
I mean,
Black.
yeah.
And then you forget again.
The thing about Jack Black too is he's a very physical actor. Like he's kind of like a Jim Carrey, where the humor comes out through the physicality.
Yes.
So limiting that through a 3D character helps to kind of limit the Jack Black effect almost.
It's also like it's also I don't know if it's helpful that like most of our introductions to Jack Black was voice acting, was Kung Fu Panda.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I mean, for
So
me,
it's like
when I think Jack Black,
my introduction to Kevin Hart was stand up in his movies that he did.
Yeah.
So like seeing him as an actor first more than a voice actor is like I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
my thing with Jack Black though is I feel like when I think Jack Black, I think like School of Rock.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Kung Fu Panda, yes, but School of Rock because that's like
that's his
acting.
Thing. Yeah.
You know? So it's I feel like that's more of like his thing.
For sure. When people are like when I think of Jack Black movies, I think of the Jumanji movies and School of Rock. Those are the ones I think of because like it's one of those things where you kind of just forget. It's like, oh yeah, wait, Kung Fu Panda too,
right?
Because like
well,
you don't see him.
See Poe.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
right?
So I think it'll be a similar thing with Claptrap.
I'm hoping,
but
Claptrap's a community favorite.
Like I was saying, video game adaptations been doing really well recently.
Fallout did great. A 9 from IGN. Yeah, they haven't given one of those out.
They
in a
have
while.
a 96 critic score. Rotten Tomatoes. 87 audience. I believe.
Makes sense. That's usually how it goes.
I can double check that, but
it's like usually with like that kind of stuff, critic scores are high and audience scores are usually lower, or critic scores are low and audience scores are ridiculously high.
I mean, the reason is because critic score is all about like the story. Audience score is all about the adaptation,
the enjoyment, and the adaptation. And
if you take a piece like, let's say, The Witcher, and make a good story with The Witcher, it'll have a high critic score. But if it's not accurate, it'll have a low audience score. Which, if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, that's exactly what it is. Because it's
like
bad
a good
Witcher.
story, bad Witcher story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, 93 average tomato meter for critics.
Wow.
90 for audience. So still really good.
Oh my word! Wait, that's way better. That's way better.
No, Fallout, not.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, not not Witcher. Let's actually take a look at this. Let's.
But you said 80. You said 87 or whatever for Fallout.
I thought it was.
I thought you said 80 something. So I was like, whoa. Well, thinking that Fallout wasn't as well received as.
I mean, Witcher season 1, 80 critic, 54 audience.
Oh my God.
Season 2, 95 critic.
Oh.
Okay.
55 audience.
Oh, okay.
Which is, what is that, better than season 1? I think. I don't know. I
Weird.
just said it, but I forget. Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, let's. I mean, this is the most important one, though. Season 3. 79 critic.
Ooh, okay.
19 audience.
No way. Is that show canceled yet?
I don't know.
Or they're just not renewing for
I
fourth
think a
season?
season 4 is happening because Henry Cavill's gone.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Henry Cavill's last season is season 3.
Yeah.
And that's partially why it's getting such low rating.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what I learned about Rotten Tomatoes?
What?
The score isn't like what people are putting for the show. So like 19% isn't the average score it's getting.
Yeah.
19% is 19% of people who've watched the series enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like the average enjoyment level was
No,
19%, but it's not. So when you get
Okay.
something
That
like
You
makes
rank
sense.
through 5 stars, and then it's like if you enjoy it, it's above 3.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy it, it's below 3. And they just rank.
and they
that's
use
just like-
that percentage.
just
So
the
when it's
binary,
like
yes or no.
100% on Tomato Meter, that's
It's all
every
above
single
5
rating
stars.
is
Yeah.
above.
above
It's
or
a
above 3
positive
stars.
review,
Or
Yeah.
2.5 or whatever it is.
which is like
Okay.
I feel like it's a better metric.
I have a
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes account. I think I
You've
rated
rated things.
Yeah, I think I did.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
Big
yeah,
rater.
I did my league presentation in
Rex
class yesterday. Actually, I did.
Yeah,
a
I was curious how that
presentation.
went. You were gonna tell me, and then you're like, I'm gonna
What's
tell you
it?
in the pod.
It's more of a Riot presentation.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Because I feel like league.
Like Riot Games, owned by Tencent.
Yeah, Riot Games. I actually wonder if I can pull up the PowerPoint, show you guys my slides.
I saw you making some.
Yeah.
I told him apparently he had a buddy in class who played League, and I told him that he should have figured out who that guy's favorite champion was and put one of the a picture of his favorite skin on one of the
Yeah.
slides, and he's like, "Oh, I should have done that."
I should have.
That would have been funny. Like imagine he
with
plays
this.
like Callista or something, and he put a Callista skin on there, and then the dude's like, "Oh, yo," like in the
Oh,
interview, what? In the
In the interview,
Yeah.
because he's gonna be.
Guys, I
giving
need
you-
my-
Yeah.
I need my email for school, and I genuinely forget what it is.
It's dead, Ben.
Because I just auto log in every time.
later. I'm curious.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah,
went-
you did
it-
your.
I
you
mean-
did the thing about Riot Games.
Yeah. It went well, I would say.
Good.
I mainly based it around the fact that Arcane really isn't going to be the last thing Riot does in the terms of adaptations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they've also
like-
confirmed that.
They're going to just
No, they've
do
confirmed it.
more.
No. Trust.
They said what they said specifically because they of course this is like a roundabout way of them saying there's more Arcane.
Yeah.
They didn't say there's going to be another season of Arcane. They said that that this is going to be the end of Piltover and Zaun's story,
which I think is
Yeah.
good.
which is their way of saying, hey, there's more seasons of Arcane. It ain't about Piltover and Zaun, baby. We're going to Ionia or we're going to Shurima
Noxus,
or whatever.
baby.
Or Noxus. That would be
Yeah.
sick.
Demacia
I could
versus
see-
Noxus.
I could see that.
That would go
Medardas,
hard.
the Medardas have
bro.
a perfect line straight to you.
Yeah.
They could have followed Medarda right back to Noxus, and then boom, there you are. You're in Noxus. Introduce the new main character.
Yeah,
Who do you
dude.
think it would be?
Main character for Noxus?
Noxus. Because again, it's like it is like The Walking Dead where there's multiple sort of
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So like
Shoot,
Noxus, who do you
man.
think would be main character? I don't think it'd be Darius.
No.
I think Darius is too high up there.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think
Yeah.
it's somebody who's got to be low.
I'm trying to think
who
who
is
would
that?
be Talon.
I could see a
Maybe
Samira.
Samira.
I could
she travels
see-
a bit
She
too
would
much.
be Bilgewater.
She travels.
She'd be
No,
a lot.
she's Noxus.
I know, but I think she's done a lot
She
more with
travels
Misfortune.
all over.
I know there's a whole thing with
Yeah.
her and Misfortune.
But I feel like a traveler would be so perfect. Imagine an Ezreal show where this guy's just going from nation to nation exploring ruins, and he's just
I
interacting
don't
with a
think
bunch
they
of
want
different
to do.
champs.
I don't think they want to do that.
I know they
Yeah.
don't, but that'd be so
I can see
cool.
Talon.
The
I
fan
think
service that
Talon-
they could have in that.
Because he's basically
'Cause he
in his
trained
lore.
under
I'm
Zed
pretty
and
sure he's
stuff or
like a
whatever, right?
nobody.
Yeah.
Like his whole thing. I think he's going after Katarina, his sister,
Mm.
and then he kind of failed, and then just
Is
gave
Talon
up.
really Katarina's sister?
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty sure.
brother.
I think, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And then I think he has another older brother, and I can't remember who.
That's cool. That'd be cool though. What about Demacia? It's got to be Lux, right?
Lux or
Surely it would
Silas?
be-
Oh,
surely it
it's
would
his,
be Lux.
it's her adopted
I don't
brother.
think I don't think
Yeah,
it would be
there's-
Silas.
Yeah,
'Cause
they
the
did
Mage
make a
Seeker.
whole game.
I think it would be Lux if they were to do an
Yeah.
imagine.
I think
In
Lux would
Demacia.
I
be.
can see it. Well,
Let me
she's
see.
the oppressed.
Yeah, Lux.
she's
I
like-
think
that's-
Lux
that's-
would be the only one
Yeah.
that would make sense.
That would be so interesting because then
'Cause
there's a whole
Garen
thing
wouldn't
with
make
Garen.
sense,
Yeah,
'cause-
exactly. Because he's just a conqueror
Yeah.
for Demacia. He doesn't care. He doesn't question.
Unless it's his story and how he got there.
Guys,
I honestly don't know
hear
if
me out though.
if they
Zin-
did Noxus versus
Xin
Demacia.
Zhao?
I don't know
Hear me out.
if it would be as well received as season 1, or sorry, like part 1 or whatever, like whatever you would
I
call
think they
it.
could.
I don't know, man, because
Dude,
I think Demacia
oh
and
my
Noxus have
gosh,
too much
Katarina
like.
and Garen,
Yeah, they're both
Whoa.
star-crossed lovers from different
Oh.
warring
Yeah.
nations. That could go hard.
It could be.
Wait,
That could
dude.
go so hard.
Should we go through all of the places.
Hear me
and
out.
Who would think?
Hear
the
me
main
out.
character
Down.
from
Hear me
each
out.
one?
Main
down.
character from Demacia, Galio.
Yeah.
A statue in the woods.
And he just stands there.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, that's
Then
actually
he
a fun
gets
idea.
summoned
I like that idea.
by a
Let's quickly go
random
through the
Luxol.
regions.
Morgana Kale would go hard.
Morgana
Yeah.
Kale for what?
But that
for
another sister thing?
no, they wouldn't.
Do you
do
think
that.
they?
No,
That's
they
one of those
wouldn't double
things
dip.
where it would be like,
They wouldn't double dip.
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
It would be interesting to double dip to see the difference.
think-
in
'cause then it would be
similarities.
sisters with
I think
problems
Garen,
again.
Katarina. I think Garen, Katarina, Talon, because
Yeah.
there's another storyline. Talon, Lux. Those are your four like main.
Yeah.
What about Shurima?
Okay, I'm pulling up the champ
Shurima.
list for each.
Talia.
Talia would be cool.
Shurima could go crazy with Azir and all the
Azir would be
history,
sick.
Azir, it could be, but I.
like Zareth and Azir
Mm.
and Nasus and Renekton.
I don't think they would do that. I think
Nah.
it's too big. I think it's too cosmic.
That's all.
I think they would stick more
Bro,
like
the
humanoid.
Hex Core, bro. What do you mean too cosmic?
No, like those are literally god warriors.
But they weren't before. They were converted to god warriors. They
Yeah,
are
but, like,
actual
think
people
about timeline.
beforehand.
But think about timeline.
That's what I'm saying. They could do one way in the distant
Oh,
past.
I guess it doesn't have to always work
because
forward,
it doesn't
you're
have to be
right. It can
chronological.
bounce
It can
back.
be. It's just about the world, and they're jumping around.
But think about
from
the
different
normies.
stories.
Think about the Netflix normies.
I don't
Would
care
they be able
about
to
the
keep? Would they
Netflix
be able to
normies.
keep
Yes.
up? What if it said 700 years earlier? They'd be like, "Ugh, I don't even want to watch this anymore.
Good. Oh, hey, more for
But
me.
money.
They have
The
League.
Netflix normies give them
It was
money.
in my presentation, bro. League is their
No.
money maker. Doing things like Arcane is drawing them to League, which is making them more money, which is making them, it's profiting them so that they can make different forms of media to draw more people to League.
Like MMOs.
They figured it out.
Like MMOs.
Yeah. Like MMOs.
Yo.
One day.
They
One
are
day.
scrapping the whole project
The team was scrapped.
and starting back
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Well, not from the beginning.
Yes, they are.
Well, no, because they have an entire world they've been developing since
no,
2009.
not from the beginning of like the world building. It's from
I
the
know.
beginning of the whole
But that's the
systems
thing.
of how the game
They
works.
already have like the world figured
Mhm.
out. You know. Okay.
That's half of an MMO.
So what are we doing? What are we on?
Whatever
Shurima?
region you wanna
Shurima.
do. Whatever
Yeah.
region.
What about Sever?
I don't know enough about her.
So from what I just read, she's basically just a captain who does a bunch of trade.
Oh,
And so what if it's just like a
I could see a Cassante.
Cassante?
Cassante
That would make
definitely.
sense.
I could see a
Cassante-
I
Cassante
feel
one.
like he's too new.
No,
I don't
By
know.
the time that this season would come out,
True.
he would have been out for a few years. I think that
Dude, I would
No.
love.
A
I would
Mumu?
absolutely love to see.
They make a show about a
I
Mumu
don't
trying to
know.
make friends.
yeah.
Oh.
I go crazy.
I would absolutely love to see Azir and Zareth's story.
Do you know
Yeah.
who I would love?
Like the
probably
brotherly.
be-
It'd be a lot similar to what Jason Victor are going through.
Yeah.
But it would be like the forefront of this story, and then there'd be the other
True.
characters like Nasus, like Renekton,
yeah.
that are also involved.
You know what I would love to see? In
What would you love to see?
I would like to see Kiana. I don't think she's from Shurima,
I want to see.
but whatever region she's from,
Ishtal.
would be so cool.
Yeah.
Ishtal would be really cool to see.
I would love because that's my favorite region. I think.
Hear me out, guys. Freljord.
Freljord would be sick.
Okay.
Nunu and Willump.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Done.
that.
Well,
that one's-
Nunu and Willem.
They made a whole game about it.
No, they're gonna make another series because they're too
Who
good.
else is? Let me see who else
I
is
mean-
from the Freljord.
Braum.
Ash, Braum,
Gragas.
Tryndamere, Gragas.
Tryndamere would make sense.
Lysandra and Anivia's whole kind of story.
I don't
With
know.
the
'cause they-
Nar.
Watchers. Okay, they
Nar.
could go crazy with like the whole Watchers thing where it's like these
Tryndamere and
cosmic
Ash.
beings that are a threat to all of humanity,
Yeah.
but Lysandra's kind of keeping them under wraps. They could do
Lysan-
something crazy where like people are gonna try and stop Lysandra because they think she's evil, but she's really protecting the entire world.
Tryndamere and Ash would be cool.
Yeah, I was
To
gonna
see
say.
them would be really
Yeah.
cool.
I was just
to
looking
see.
at Ash's lore. That
Mhm.
one could be good.
And Braum would be cool. I would love to see Braum.
Ionia.
Ionia.
This one's big.
Who
would
Yone
you do?
Yasuo.
I.
It's easy.
They-
It's easy.
they
No,
have-
it's
I don't
easy.
know,
Yone
man.
Yasuo. No,
I don't
it's
know.
easy.
I don't think so. They have so many
No,
like.
dude.
Aurelia.
Of course, dude. People would eat that shit up.
Jin.
Aurelia.
Tell me no.
Jin.
Tell me
Jin,
about. Tell
like,
me. You
Jin
look
being,
me
like,
in
the
the
big
eyes and
bad.
tell me that a Yone Yasuo wouldn't attract every single weeb
It
loser.
would. It would.
It would be the best
But
decision.
hear me out. Ivern. That would be so cool.
That
bro.
would be. You know what I would like to see? An Ivern spin-off
like a short
2D animated series.
like a
Dude.
short
Like
of
Ivern.
Kane.
Now Kane would be sick. Kane would be really cool
Oh
because
my
his lore is
gosh.
awesome.
Kane's lore would actually be so cool. Like
Yeah.
Noxian kid soldier
Yeah.
that has a knack for a scythe.
Yeah.
And that kills people
Yeah.
using a scythe, and then
Yeah.
it's a scythe known for taking control of people, but he's able to withstand the power of the scythe, and now works alongside it and defects.
Crazy.
Riven's story
Down.
would
So
slap.
dope, dude.
Again, another I mean, they just need Noxus in it. Let's be honest.
They really do.
Noxus has such cool lore around it.
Yeah.
Gosh, man,
Which one?
I'm so excited though for Arcane season 2,
Me too.
and I'm even more excited.
It's November this year, right?
Yeah, it's coming this year. I'm even more excited for a week after the finale of Arcane Season 2 when they release the next show they're doing. That's what I'm really excited
You think?
for. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
A week after? You're calling it now?
Yeah, that's what Season 2 was. Release.
He's calling it now.
The release for Season 2
so Arcane,
was announced
I
a
think
week after.
Arcane is going to be the name of the show. And I think that they'll have like
I don't
parts
know.
I don't know.
separated.
Arcane is too much to do with Piltover and Zahn.
I
'Cause
mean,
their
it's
whole
around
thing is-
Story started.
the Hex Core, bro. It's
Where
Yeah.
the story started.
But I don't think they would name all of it Arcane.
I think so because I think what they're doing, they scrapped literally all the lore and
Well, they didn't
said,
scrap
"Hey,
it
by the
all.
way,"
It's just not.
they said, "Hey, by the
technically
way,
officially canon
anything
until it
coming
is.
out." The only things that are technically canon is anything that comes out from this date forward, except for Arcane, because all of that was canon. I think they literally might be basically like redoing a lot of stuff and saying like the story of where Runeterra is and how like why Runeterra is the way it is starts in Piltover and Zahn with the Hex Core. Think about like all of the other
There's
people
no
that use
way,
technology
bro.
and stuff. I think that's what they're doing. I'm not happy about it, but I think that's what
don't
they're
know.
doing. I don't think they're going to completely change everybody's story.
No, I mean,
But
they're
I think
definitely
it's
not.
like the world changed because of what happened in these two cities.
I don't think so.
And then they're going to
Maybe
go.
though, because Piltover
You
in
know?
lore is super advanced.
And think about how
Yeah.
many
So,
think,
like, it
think
makes
about how
sense.
much think about how many stories that like they could tell that aren't necessarily even like there are so many champions whose stories never even cross.
See,
right?
There's so
So they could
true.
tell a whole story of like, while this is going on in Piltover and
What-
Zahn, or even 30 years later, Ionia is still not even advanced.
What I think is so interesting about
Yeah.
Arcane is it's so focused on the different connections between characters that I feel like a staple to their future series is gonna be relationships.
Yeah.
So I think every story that they do is gonna be relationship driven.
That's always a thing.
To some extent.
That's always a thing. That was always a thing in
No, but
League
like think
lore,
of every
always.
single League lore. Yeah.
It was always a thing. I think that Riot liked telling. I
Like,
think they like telling stories.
every
of relationships and
conflict or
stuff.
every subplot to Arcane is about like two characters.
either lovers or friends or enemies.
Yeah.
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 Or like a father-daughter dynamic,
Yeah.
a brother dynamic, sisters,
Mm-hmm.
lovers, you know?
That's crazy.
Partners.
Oh, a Twisted Fate and Graves show.
Echo and
That would go
Heimerdinger,
crazy.
season 2,
I'm excited about
I
that,
know.
dude. We're gonna see the Z Drive being made.
hopefully.
Dude, what if they
So
throw in
sick.
Zigs?
Yo, what if the last
Yeah.
shot of the show is him pulling the little Z Drive and then it's like,
And then it,
And then it
just
just
comes
replays
up.
this
back.
last 6
Yeah.
seconds.
It just comes up in like, yeah, we lied to you. This is all fake.
Yeah,
We're
it's
redoing
real.
it.
Yeah, this ain't canon, bruh.
Yeah,
And it plays the very first scene in the first episode of season 1.
Yeah.
The first shot, like the bridge.
But then it's like
all the way
different.
back to the
I
beginning.
still have that.
And then Echo's like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what'd
He's
you for,
there.
man?
He's like, uh-oh.
My prediction, I'm putting it on this episode
Yeah.
for a digital copy when Arcane season 2 comes out.
Yeah.
My spoilers for the first
First season of Arcane.
season. But I mean, really, second season of Arcane as well.
Yeah, spoilers for season 1 and 2 of Arcane if you don't want to know anything about it and you don't know League lore and you're
It's a
specifically staying away
prediction,
from
but
it.
it's 95% confirmed
Skip.
by
30
visual
seconds.
things.
Okay.
When Vi and or Jinx see Warwick for the first time, it's going to be a mirrored shot from when the audience first sees Vander on the bridge.
Oh, dies of peak fiction.
100%. 100%. That's my prediction.
Rest in peace.
I'm putting it online.
Dude.
It's there. I'm going to quote it when Arcane Season 2 comes out.
That's crazy.
Because think about the amount of like duality shots they've already done.
Think about it. He
comes
like
out.
looks over his dude.
They've done it before. Think about,
Ooh,
okay.
yeah.
First 3 seasons when Victor first meets Jace and Jace is about to kill himself.
First 3 seasons.
First 3 episodes
What are we?
when Victor meets Jace and Jace is about to kill himself because he's like all
Go
his
watch
work
Arcane.
was stopped.
If this is still spoilers, just go watch Arcane.
Right?
Pause this episode, finish it later. Go watch Arcane.
And then Victor stops Jace.
Yeah.
Right? They did the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Later on the show,
Jace stopped Victor.
Victor is about to kill himself and Jace stops Victor. There's stuff like that throughout the entire show. They would be stupid. They would be stupid not to announce War with
They're
like that.
doing it.
Either that, or I could also see it. Episode 2, when Vi's in the room and that like juiced up guy comes along and kills people. It could be a scene like that as well, where Vander was like in handcuffs and he's like, "What is out there?" Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Okay, actually, fake fan over here. Unbelievable.
I think you're right though.
It's
I think
out there.
For your first
I had to
prediction,
put
I
it
think
out
you
there.
binked it.
Can't remember anything.
That's crazy, bro.
Are we doing watch party when
For
it comes
Arcane
out?
Season 2, yeah.
We're watch
Why the
partying
hell
it.
wouldn't we?
Nah.
Because that I wanted to. I thought I was watching it for the first when I watched it for the first time, it was really fun watching it, and it's like, but seeing it for the first time would have been way more fun. Imagine watching the whole arc. Like imagine watching the. First,
I mean, I
all
remember
3
when
episodes and being like,
when it
Yeah,
was
because
coming
then
out.
we can like guess.
and then theory craft together.
Yeah.
When it was coming out,
So
I
fun.
think it was the third set of episodes.
Yeah.
I had watched them before you did,
Yeah.
and I was like, you were in the dining room,
Yeah.
and I was like holding back the urge to talk about the episodes because you hadn't seen them yet, and I was like, dude, but that won't happen
Yeah. I know.
if we do watch party.
I think it'd
Maybe
be
it
fun.
will. Because I'm going to watch it all before you guys.
Do you have access?
Yep.
Give it.
I'm busy that day.
No,
Ooh, he's busy watching it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So
It's because Fiddlesticks is in it, and
Crazy,
anyone who has
man.
Mastery
Can
7
we
on
get the
Fiddlesticks
Kinders?
can...
can I get him? Sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were both just
Kinder
gonna go.
Buenos. You
Get
talked
all-
about it in
get
the
all
last
stuff.
episode.
Get all the candies.
Let me check the topic, see if we missed anything.
I don't... there is the
put-
thing that got
put something
cut out
on
of last one.
Did you want to talk about something?
Whoa, dude, nice that. I have lice.
I do too now.
Oh, dang, man.
Oh no, dude.
What were you? Did you
Yeah,
have?
you want to talk about something?
Did you have a topic you wanted to share with the class?
Buddy, did you want to share something?
Don't be shy. We're all here to share something.
Well, it's just been like months since it's happened, so it's kind of like
Was it Kildeth?
Yeah.
I think that got cut from last
we
episode.
talked about that in the.
no,
the
but it
Farron
got cut.
episode.
It got cut
Oh, did it really?
because the camera died, so I had to
Yeah.
find somewhere to cut the episode before.
and so then the microphones didn't work and all
Yeah.
that.
Unlucky. We can talk about it if you want to.
Power outage. Yeah, please do. How do you feel? It's been like how long since you've said goodbye
Well,
to that
first
character?
you need a
I don't even know.
speedrun summary of it for the audience at home.
Yeah. So they basically they were raiding this like Wizard's Tower, the top of the
D&D.
Wizard's
Wait,
Tower
wait.
in D&D.
Going back to D&D.
You got a minute to explain?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Actually, let's hear it.
What's
Okay.
it? Wait, give me a second. Let me put on
First off, you gotta explain. They don't know who Kildeth is.
I got it.
They don't know.
This
got it,
Dungeons
yeah.
and Dragons character. Okay.
Yeah.
Very long. How many years playing?
5.
We're going on 5.
So yeah, like
This-
a 5-year-long character.
Yeah, this July will be 5 years.
You didn't make it 5 years. Rest in
Right,
peace.
bozo.
So they were going to raid this Wizard's Tower where there was this machine at the top of the tower that was like basically making this like, big storm, and they failed a couple of times through like, magic, and whatever, getting stopped by like the defenses of this tower. Finally, they made it up after like shape shifting and all this kind of stuff. Whatever, they got to the top and saw this like crazy big machine. So Kildeth, the smarts, the brains of the group, decided that he was going to look at all these like little runes and solve this puzzle because it was in his like mother tongue, his like the draconic language that he spoke. And as he was solving all of this kind of stuff, they broke the machine before he opened it, which therefore caused like a catastrophic failure. It exploded. All of his friends were going to fall to their deaths. He was the only one that could fly and could only have the option to save one of them, and instead offered up eternal servitude to the devil that he signed a contract with when he was a kid to save his life, and exchanged his life for the safety of all of his friends.
Look at that, right
There
on
we
time.
go.
Boom. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
first off, slightly off. I could have also flown. I couldn't, though, because I was doing other things to help other
So
people.
could you have flown?
I could have, and ditched them.
Were you unconscious?
I was at the end. I could have avoided it by using a spell.
And
I
did you?
decided not to, and to help the people around me.
So were you unconscious?
But I did a better job
At
of
the
helping
end,
the people around
yes,
me.
I was. Actually, you're.
Can you
not
fly
entirely
when
wrong.
you're unconscious?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, you're talking about his character.
Yeah. Can you fly when you're unconscious?
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have been unconscious
know.
if I ditched people. Just saying.
But you didn't.
But I didn't because I was in character.
you didn't have the option to fly.
And Kildeth saved me in the end. Big up.
So yeah,
Respect.
you
Yeah.
basically self-sacrificed your character. I love Kinder Buenos, man.
They're really yummy.
Gave up your character. Was like, hey, man, you take him.
Which, by the way, we all get sent upstairs because you're basically tell us you have the option to save one of them. Can everyone please leave the table so Trey can make this
Yeah.
decision without any influence from other people?
Without influence and also judgment.
We're like,
Yeah,
yes.
that was-
We go upstairs. swear it had to have been 45 minutes.
It was
later.
45 minutes. It was
45
like 45 minutes, to an
minutes
hour.
later.
Was
We're
it?
sitting up there.
It was
We're
almost
sitting
an
up
hour
there.
long, yes.
We're sitting up there thinking,
my.
what is taking this guy so long? You just got to pick someone at random. Then we come down and you absolutely cooked. You were cooking.
You cooked?
I'm
You
pretty
saved
sure
us
I
all.
sat there in silence for most of it.
You did. I was talking to you, trying to help you make a decision.
Yeah, and I was just thinking through every single.
I basically offered you a couple of decisions. You can have this if you want.
Yeah.
It's a little chocolate bar. It's super good. It's got basically the white filling that's inside of the Kinder Buenos, but it's just like.
I mean,
this is the
I did
classic.
pay for this. So
This is the classic Kinder chocolate, which I love this so much. But yeah, so you had the option to. Yeah, there was a lot of different options, so I kind of basically gave you the options hey, here's a couple of choices you can pick if you're you're not really sure. You know, let's do the math here because Kildeth would know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Statistically, it is impossible, truly impossible for Lothar, the big barbarian,
Yeah.
to go unconscious. So it's you're.
There's one off the list that you
one.
have to choose from.
He was thinking about picking him though, just to be funny.
Yeah.
And that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, all your characters are dead. And now, now you're gonna figure out how to revive them.
We might have been able to save.
So you had the ability to save one person and get to another person's body to use Revivify. After that, it's too far. Would have been 1 minute.
Would we have
past.
death saves? So it would have been up to death saves.
Yes. There was a chance.
Which,
was improbable.
Okay,
There was
I
a
have to
chance that
say
all
this.
of your
I
characters
have
died.
to say it. That would have been such an interesting event, dude. That would have been so cool to go through. Completely random, leaving it up to chance. Are these characters going to survive or not? It would have been so fun.
Because it was also the middle of a storm, the middle of the night.
We wouldn't have been.
No guards outside
wouldn't have been able to
patrolling.
find us.
You would have bled out
Yeah.
in the street.
If we didn't save.
Yep. Fails would have been done.
But-
Timer would have been ticking. Your body
I
would have
mean,
been partially rotted and
With
wet
that
in the morning.
said,
It would have been it bloated. And
with that said, it still was a very cool moment because Kildeth did sacrifice himself,
Yeah.
crazy.
and it's memorable.
How do you feel though? 5 years creating this character, playing this character, being them once every other week.
It was weird. Because it was for some reason I just felt that Kildeth was the only character that was truly mine.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because
It's your first character.
Was he
Booksim was,
self-inserty or?
I don't know. I just sometimes got the vibes that this isn't my character. Xander, I've come to realize that yeah, this is my character.
Yeah.
Right,
so
but-
But
fun.
at the time I was just we
didn't
just
feel
getting
like
into it.
Yeah, he was still super new, and I kind of limited you with like making sure you were playing a good character to
stretch your
you.
RP muscles a little bit.
Which I think has worked out. See, the thing is, I don't necessarily want you to stick good character if it makes a logical sense for Xander to go through a character arc.
I have
darker.
reasons for him to do certain things.
Right.
If those,
I'm all for character arcs, but I didn't want you just falling back into the habit of just being Chaos Goblin, Kill Death, and Book Slam. You know? So I purposely limited you to being good so that you actually were playing a different character. Because it's super hard. I mean, we've seen it with your new player Azrael, or your new character Azrael. You're kind of slipping back into like the old characters, and it's hard because I did the same thing when I had that like section of this campaign where I was playing Jandar instead of Marvin. It's hard to sort of switch your brain into making decisions a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but it just takes a little time and like effort at the start to really switch.
Effort, nah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna play Kill Death again.
Yep.
Yep.
Classic.
But yeah, it was weird, man. That's gotta be so strange. Like,
I'm excited to play this weekend.
Yeah.
I was
so
really
pumped.
bummed. I was really bummed because I gotta talk about the friggin' math fiasco that I went through at the end of the semester, bro. I was really bummed because I had a whole lot of work, and I was gonna miss D&D. And I was like, well, I have to do my work or else I'm not gonna go get
You don't
it
have
done.
to. I
I'm
think
gonna-
D&D's more important.
But we didn't even have D&D, so it worked out. Anyways, I'm sitting in class on Monday with a test on Wednesday. Okay, I've told you guys this, but I haven't told them, the audience. I'm sitting in class on Monday. My test is on Wednesday. This is the last test of my calculus class.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of important. This is okay, right? My professor's talking to the class of 2 kids. By the way, I don't know if I told you that before. The full class has 3 kids in it.
Yeah, you told us about that.
I thought there was just 3 of you in the room.
Nope, that's the class.
Dude, that makes it even better.
There's 3 of us in the class. The
that's
girl that
wild.
sits behind me was not there that day, so it was 2 people in class, and the test was next class. He's like, I don't think you guys are going to be able to get your work done before this Wednesday, so I'm going to push the test out to next Monday. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay.
As you do.
So I go home. I'm like, hey, my test is next Monday. I only have 2 more assignments to do. I'm going to procrastinate a little bit and start working on the other homework for the other finals that are coming up. I sleep through my alarm on Wednesday. I wake up and class is already basically, it's like by the time I would have gotten to school, class would have been like 10, 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's going to be a review day right before the test because that's what he said on
God.
Monday.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to do that. I'll stay home. I'll do my homework instead of going to class and get like motivated to do my work, right?
Yeah.
I start doing my work. Then I think later that day Thursday. It was Thursday. So the next day, I email my professor. Thursday night, I email him like, hey, I'm having a little trouble getting through these last sections. I just want like a little guidance on like what the test is going to look like. Because usually we have a practice test, which is basically a mock test. And I use that to then focus on the things I need to study.
So you can cheat.
Well, no, so I can focus on studying, right? So we didn't have a practice test, so I emailed them like, what should I focus on?
What should I cheat on? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And he said, your girlfriend, bro.
I wake up the next morning, and he goes, yeah, study everything because it's all going to be on the test, including everything that we covered in Wednesday's class when you weren't there, which was 3 extra sections that was supposed to be for after the test. We were supposed to have a test on Wednesday, and then for the next week, we were supposed to have 3 more assignments to do. This moron decides to do the work on Monday, on Wednesday, and add the extra work in. He pushes our test back because we didn't have enough time to do the workload, and then gave us more of a workload.
Why is he staring at me?
And then, to make it even better, I found out, get this too, I found out about the extra assignments on Friday when I had work. And then on Sunday, I also had work. So I had 3 more assignments I needed to do before work that day. Then on the day I usually have D&D, and then before work on the other day. So then I buckled down on Saturday, did all my work, studied, was confident going into the test, and I absolutely failed. There's no way I did it. There's no way I
don't
didn't
even
fail
know
that
yet?
test. It's so over.
You don't even know yet?
No, I have no idea.
No,
Yeah,
dude.
I don't care though. I calculated my
That's-
grades, and I'm like 95% sure that if I get an F on that test, I still have a C-, which is all I need to keep going in math. So I don't
Hey,
care.
well, there you go.
I don't care.
Fuck it.
I'm so done,
Fuck it,
dude. I'm so over it. And I did study too.
It's an old school Twitch bit.
But gosh, that guy's an idiot. I'm so glad I never have to. Dude, this guy is so. He's so brain dead.
Go off, bro.
He would literally like work. Okay.
Okay, while he's yapping about this, do you want to get the drink ready?
Yeah, go get. How
Yeah.
long
Do
are we
you have
in?
something you want to say?
Oh my gosh.
What?
Do you have something you wanted to say?
Oh,
You
no.
can get it ready. Oh, okay.
Oh no, I'm good.
This guy, I've had 2 classes with him now. He would literally like go over a section in class,
Yeah.
and then the homework would be due for like 3 sections before that. So homework would be on like 5.1, and he'd be covering 5.4 in class. So I would have to go home and study a section of work from like 3 days ago in order to do the homework.
Dude.
I literally
this
taught
guy's
myself.
A genius.
I've taught myself calculus because of it.
Dude, this guy's a genius. Yeah,
He's
he's like, I don't need to teach them. They teach themselves.
Literally.
What a brilliant man. What
Eyes
a brilliant
closed.
man.
Gosh,
That's so funny, man.
I'm so done with it. But hey, Monday's technically my last class,
Let's go.
which is it's Wednesday today, so
Let's go.
I have class tomorrow and Thursday. Friday I don't have class. Monday I'm not going because I don't think I even have class. Yeah, and then I have another class, which is an English class, the one I had for the riot presentation.
Yes.
It's very like discussion like focused.
Yeah.
More of like a what are you gonna get from the class type deal. Wait, I don't need to close my eyes because I've seen it. I picked it out. The professor literally is saying to the class, your final assignment for this class is gonna be arguing what you think you deserve as a grade for this class.
Dude, that's crazy. He said, you grade
And
me.
he
You
literally
grade
said
yourself."
he said it. He said like grades are really like, as a concept, grades are like a
Oh, it's
flawed
bubbly.
thing.
Okay.
Because he feels like people should be graded on like the effort they put into the class and what they're able to take from the class rather than like just doing the assignments.
That's really cool. I like that.
So I've not done a single thing for his class except the important things like a presentation. So that's cool.
Okay. Immediately. Pear. That's what I smell.
Mhm.
Okay.
Smells like pear juice.
I think this smells what I think it's gonna taste like.
Yeah, I can.
I like the bubbly. Bink.
Okay, we actually have to
Bump.
count down the scoring this time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't never forgot it.
Oh no.
What the heck is this?
What's
Wait a
that
minute.
aftertaste?
I've had this before. Not this exactly, but I've had something that's very similar. You showed them?
What was Snapple?
Snapple? Averaged out to C.
Okay.
Well, we all chose C.
Oh, right, yeah. We were unanimous on that one.
All of them except for the disgusting
The yogurt drink.
drink
Dude, this
thing.
is interesting. This one's tough.
We have S, A, B, C, F. Correct?
Yes.
Because we have 5. We want like a middle of the road.
B is like the middle, yeah. Or C is.
I
Wait.
don't know how I feel about this.
B.
Yeah, B is, yeah.
It's getting worse.
Whoa, it is.
It's getting worse every
It's
time
getting
I
a
sip
little
on it.
worse. I think
Probably
I'm
one of
drinking
those.
it too quick.
Probably one of those drinks where
I'm
you're
drinking
not
it too
supposed
quick,
to
but I have to
force
finish.
yourself
We have to finish it before grading, so it's like.
I'm chilling. You guys can take your time to. Oh, you had an inhale before that, huh?
Yeah. Oh.
You know, I'm gonna say this. It's probably not helping that I'm super full right now, and don't really want more
There's
food or liquid.
something.
Oh, okay, getting fancy with it.
it.
Nice coloration. Yes, aerating.
Not
it.
very good legs on it.
Oh, you almost spilled.
Ooh.
That was, bro.
Spill
That
it.
wrapped around the rim.
Yeah, not very good legs on it. Oh, no, there's decent legs on that.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
In wine
See the
tasting?
water? No, it's whiskey.
Oh.
And I think maybe wine, but whiskey usually.
Well, it's not Oh. Okay. Ooh.
I've had something so similar to this before.
It'll make sense that when we read it, you'll be like, yes.
Orange. Tasting orange. But I'm smelling pear.
Ooh.
What is it?
Interesting.
Tasting orange, but I'm smelling
What is
pear.
it?
Do you have a guess for what it might taste like?
What do you think it is?
Oh, he's interviewing you. It's just like content warning.
Orange pear. I wonder how that's going to sound. Dang, man. I don't know when to rank this.
That's.
Okay, who's ready for
Ha.
Are you ready for you? Do you have a letter?
I don't.
Do you have a letter grade?
I don't want to give it what I'm thinking,
Do you have a letter grade?
but at the same time,
You need a little more time. Ethan is in
Gotta
his
go
zone.
immediate reactions. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Okay,
I got a
yeah.
number counter. Ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. B.
B. F.
I would never have that again.
Let me see it. Let me see the can.
Really?
Damn, I've had lollipops before.
Dr. Goodwin.
Yeah,
It's Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
is it?
I knew that's what it was
It's
going to taste like. It's their Dr. Pepper.
Wait, what?
45 calories.
Nice.
I had about like 12. Probably had about 12 calories. 2%.
Well, it's third or second, I
I
mean,
had sugar.
because we all rated
You know what?
Snapples.
I'll go C. I'll go C.
Yeah, dude. I was going to
'Cause
say F tier, Trey? Like, it's like Snapple, right?
Later, Energy Matrix.
Oh,
See ya.
dude, that's so good.
Damn.
We should actually. Can we actually like
Oh,
keep?
careful.
Can
Wait,
we?
what?
Can we keep track of like the worst one? Or rather,
We'll put down here.
can we put the
Hell.
Energy Matrix one?
Let's put it in hell.
I don't want to forget about that. Okay, well, hold on. With 2 B's and a C, that puts it first. Because the other one was C's across the board.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's
you're
number
right.
one.
Whoa.
There we
number
go.
one.
It's the first one that I would look at multiple different options and go, you know what? I'm kind of feeling this one. It's not my go-to, but if there were other drinks,
I think I rated it wrong, but
I would
that's the
take it.
rules.
What do you mean you?
What do you think?
Them's the rules. Nope.
What do you
What do you
think?
mean? I mean, I changed mine.
I can't re-rank.
Well, I know.
You
but
can.
what are you
I just
thinking?
did.
No, I'm not gonna re-rank.
You're
I
thinking
just
C.
did like a second
I'm not
ago.
gonna re-rank.
You're thinking C, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
re-ranking.
it's still
Well, it's
first
still
'cause I
there,
have a B.
but
I'm not re-ranking. I think it's C though.
okay, then it's C gang.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I thought that was good. C, and then I saw this, and I was like, no, I'd take this every time over that Olipop.
Yeah.
Every time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would take this over.
Wait,
so good.
what? I mean,
Every single time I would take it over it.
Oh.
These. I like Olipops. I've had the
Yeah,
grape
yeah,
one
yeah.
before, and I've had the cola one, which was trash.
I mean, I feel like it should be a unanimous thing,
the grape one's
or it should be like an average. If you both
It's
think
the
Snapple,
average.
no. But if you
What?
both think Snapple is better than the,
No, but ratings wise,
CCB.
we all
C's.
agreed on that being C.
CCB. C's. All
Yeah.
across
Yeah.
the board. Boom.
Wait, true.
Averages. That's
Rip
how it
Bozo.
is. Yeah, but I'm happy with the ranking. I'm happy with that standing. I
Yeah.
think that looks good. But I mean, this is funny. That was just so funny, man.
Yeah,
Can't believe
that-
our first one was an F across the board.
Yeah,
that was
I hate T.
4 Fs. Oh god, that's so funny.
Dude, I'm gonna need to find a drink that's good.
I think you try something, you see something, you're like, oh, that looks really dope. That looks really
Yeah.
yummy. Get it.
Yeah,
You
try
know,
and get
I'm
an
gonna
obscure
order
one
it
that's
on
S.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm gonna
Look some shit up. Yeah.
just search
Go
up
for it.
Anyways, is that
Weird
Yummy.
drink.
Look up Oishi soda. Des.
Yes.
You know? That's funny, man. All right. We can wrap
Is that
soon.
time?
Yeah. Is there anything else we want to talk about real quick before we wrap? We get like 10.
I think so.
We have like 10.
Mm,
There's something else I thought. Could have sworn to God there was something else. But
There is, but it's gonna take a while.
what? Name drop the topic. What is it?
Dune. That was the.
we can
but
do Dune quick.
Well,
I can do
spoilers,
I don't think you
so-
can.
It's spoiler free.
Yeah, you can spoil.
I'll go over why I think Dune
You know what?
is the best sci-fi.
You get.
Pull out the timer.
No.
You get 5 minutes.
5 minutes? I cannot do it in 5 minutes.
You get 5 minutes.
No,
Because then we need 5 minutes to talk about it.
But what?
About what we think about Dune. You're basically going to be like trying to convince
Well, I've
him
never
to, and
seen
then
Dune.
Well, I'm not
No.
talking about any plot. No plot
But
at
I'm
all.
saying I can't talk about Dune.
No,
if I've
like
never
your
seen
thoughts on what he just said.
it. Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll go
Yeah.
over quick. I don't want a timer because
You got it.
we're good. We're fine.
Elevator pitch me why I should
Yeah,
watch Dune.
I think Dune is some of the best, if not the best, sci-fi media. Like, or because it's an adaptation from an old book, like the '60s. But I think it's some of the best sci-fi to have come out, like, since the Star Wars prequels. Because in our
The
lifetime,
prequels?
in our lifetime rather, like Star Wars prequels was the most recent thing I can think of that are like best sci-fi. The last thing that came out was Star Wars
the prequels
in
weren't
my
very
opinion.
widely.
No, they weren't, but I don't agree.
But you like them.
I love them. I think
Yeah.
they're amazing. Star Wars 3 is the best Star Wars movie, hands down.
I would
Without
probably
a
agree
doubt.
with that.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Episode 3.
Episode 3 is
goated.
fantastic. Dune. Fantastic. Hans Zimmer does
Yeah.
the score.
I mean, goated.
Fucking
Absolutely
amazing
goated.
score. Amazing score. You've heard like a 5-second clip like 18 times because
Yeah.
I have it on my soundboard of this, the vocal thing. I'll play it because it's good. I'll just play the short clip.
Trey, hit it.
Oh, he hit it, dude.
Oh, wait.
That's
he
crazy.
did.
You sound exactly like it, dude.
Wait.
Whoa.
Oh, my word.
But that.
Did Hans
so
Zimmer reach
good.
out to you for that?
So,
Yeah.
so,
Are you
so,
officially
so,
on
so
the-
good.
That's sick.
I don't remember her name. I knew her name, and I was gonna like talk about and give the name of the singer who
Michelle.
did it. But she was amazing.
Michelle.
Hans Zimmer found her, and she's like, he said like he explains like her skill of being able to like push the human voice to its
Is
to its limit.
Hans Zimmer the
Interstellar?
No. Is he flute guy?
No.
Who was with the flute guy?
Huh?
Because flute guy works with like
oh, he
from
might
the
be.
Game
Yes.
Awards.
Yes.
I
He might
think
be
it's Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
I think he works with Hans Zimmer, which is
Oh,
just
gotcha.
another
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I think he does.
info
Yes,
drop.
he finds talented musicians from around the world and just sends them an email or an Instagram DM. Like the lady that plays
Absolute
the violin or electric cello in most of the soundtrack of Dune. Which, by the way, they have motifs, leitmotifs, and themes.
Love him. I mean, it's a classic for cinema.
Yeah, you have to.
But-
and it's like
Yeah.
That's
like
great.
Dune soundtrack part 1 and part 2, so different, but you immediately know what song belongs to which character.
Right.
It's so sick. Amazing. Fantastic score. Big points with me, especially as like a music nerd. Cinematography is fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen some of the shots. I'm like,
so
ooh.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing. It is
Very good
sound-
actors.
the actors. The cast is stacked to the brim
Yeah.
with talented people. Timothée Chalamet blew my socks off.
Hmm.
Completely surprised that I didn't know he was a good actor
Yeah.
until I saw this.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot
He was
of
wonderful
popular
in Wonka.
roles.
He did well in
Dude,
Wonka.
did he
It was a
really?
little it was different.
I feel like that casting ain't it.
It was very different.
I think he was a bit too pretty boy for Wonka.
Yeah, well,
Wonka's always seemed like the oddball.
yeah,
like,
well, it was
social
he was
reject
younger.
type.
Wonka, he was younger. It was a different. It wasn't the same story. It was different. It was like he was a little younger.
Yeah, I know.
It was like
his
him
origin
starting.
story.
Yeah,
but
So it's
still,
like-
that's in my brain. That never really was how Wonka like. He
Yeah.
never was like heartthrob type, you know. And I
For
think
sure.
Timothée Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet
Yeah,
gives
I
the
can see
heartthrob
that.
actor vibes for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely. It was definitely strange, but I saw a lot of scenes because I watched a lot of stuff of Wonka. Like I watched a lot of clips of Wonka after seeing Dune because I was like, has he always been good or what? And I watched it and I was like, okay, actually he's not that bad. Like I don't think I would really watch Wonka and like walk away
Yeah.
from it being like that was amazing. He did
Right.
great. Zendaya, star
Yeah.
of the movie, barely shows up.
Oh,
Barely shows up.
but
Yeah.
she's like scattered on the marketing.
Like
Yeah.
very like this is like very no real spoilers at all. Part 1 is set up. Part 2 is like really when things get into it.
Okay.
Part 1 is very slow, very slow.
Because it was planned
It
for
is
a
worth
3-part,
it.
right?
It is worth it.
It's going to be a lot more.
It is so Dune the book was split into 2 movies. Dune Messiah, which is the second book, is about half the size of Dune 1. They're going to adapt that into, I think, one movie.
So they planned for the trilogy.
They planned to just adapt Dune into 2 movies, and that was it.
They
didn't even know if they were going to get a second movie. And by the way, the director has been making the adaptation for the movie since he was 13 years old. He read the book when he was 13.
That's sick.
Way back. Like, and like he read the old book, was like, I love this series so much. And like on paper, like when he was like drawing in school, he would draw what he would think a still suit looked like, or what he thinks the ornithopters would look like, and has been working on his dream was to become a director who was able to adapt Dune to the big screen, and he did it.
Absolute legend.
Oh
like this is his dream, and you can absolutely tell.
Yeah.
Like he is so like the direction that he went with a lot of this stuff is very different from the way that the books describes it, but I think it was better. Or the old movie
with the square shields.
Yes,
dude.
exactly.
That one
like
was
the way
so good.
the decisions that he made for how these things work is so cool. A lot of visual storytelling as well, and they don't hold your hand. They let you figure it out, and it makes sense by the end. Yeah, the whole movie. And when we saw part 2. Yeah. Some of the most
that's
like
kind of why I want to watch it alone.
You should.
Because
You should.
I want to have like
You don't want someone holding
You
your
should
hand?
watch it alone.
Yeah, literally I don't want someone holding my hand,
No.
being like trying to explain things.
Even like
Oh, no,
even
no,
though
not
even
like
though
that.
like people would be quiet, watch it alone.
Yeah.
Watch it
Yeah.
alone. 100%. I
But
completely
I don't
agree.
know how I need your login for watching it.
I completely agree. Watch it alone. Some of them I've been like, you just get sucked into the screen. Like it's so immersive. Zendaya again, star. She always in my opinion stands out. She's one of those, like we were talking about Borderlands. Always is an actress that I think I'm like, oh yeah, it's Zendaya. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like always. I completely forgot. Like I just didn't even think about it watching her in the role that she has. Fantastic. Lady Jessica. I don't remember the name of the actress who plays her.
I don't either.
So good.
Yeah, that was
Extremely surprised. Oscar Isaac was in it and did amazing. He finally got a story with good fucking writing so he can show off his acting skills.
Yeah.
God, like
That's
Moon
rough,
Knight could have
bro.
been so good, and then it just
Star
was
Wars.
ruined.
and
Star Wars could have been so
Yes.
good, and he got
He was-
but somehow Palpatine is back. Like, come on, man! Like, and they paused for the audience. God, dude. I can't. He was so
really
good.
We really
Jason
do
Momoa
need-
was amazing.
We do need Jesse on one of these episodes.
Dude, the guy
To
who
talk about
plays
Star Wars.
the guy who plays Thanos. I'm forgetting his name. James Gunn, I think. No, that's that's the director for some movie. I can't remember. Blanking.
Too
That
many
guy,
names.
amazing. He
Yeah.
did so good. I forgot. I didn't even realize that it was the Thanos guy until like I looked it up. I was like, oh my god, it is. And then I heard it when I
Did
saw
he ever?
part 2.
Did he ever say the line in Dune?
Yeah, he
said,
said, "I am inevitable."
Oh yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Amazing, super good. This again, yeah, score is amazing, super immersive. Cast is fantastic. Like some of the, like I have it's been a very long time since I've watched a movie and genuinely like held my breath with anticipation and like genuinely felt my heart rate accelerating. Like felt like it was the coolest thing ever. I left the theater like so giddy. I was like, dude,
the guy sitting next to you.
yeah, there was a guy. Oh, so sweet. There was this guy who I think he had a disability or something, and so he would get like overwhelmed. He would start like stimulating whenever like loud stuff would happen. So he would be like getting up out of his chair and stuff, and, like rocking, and
I
I'm
would
like,
like look
yes,
over.
dude.
He's just like
he's having a great time.
freaking out because of what just happened. Like, dude.
And a lot of because Hans Zimmer scores, it gets really fucking loud, and like when it gets loud and it's like and you're like, oh my god, and it's this crazy moment. He was just like freaking out, like
and the guy
back and forth, like,
I think he had to use the bathroom, so he literally sprinted
he
out.
Sprinted out of the theater
And
to
then
go,
sprinted back in.
Sprinted
so he wouldn't
back in.
miss anything.
Dude.
And he missed arguably one of the most
he
important
missed
scenes
one
in
of
the
the-
entire second part. The entire second part, because we went to go see part 2 in theaters together with his dad Bill. So which was so much fun. But dude, it was like.
Yeah, Bill tried getting me to watch
so
Dune
good.
Part 1 upstairs. I was
yeah.
like, I can't, bro.
Yeah.
I have to go home.
So funny. Yeah, I truly have not been immersed in a series for a very long time, like to that
Poor
extent.
Lily, too. Because Dune was on, and then she walked in the room and she got scared.
And I was like, no, well, I told her she couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
And then she started scream crying because I was like, no, we can't watch this because it's freaky.
Yeah.
So she wasn't. Okay, good.
She was not crying because she was scared. I said, you can't watch this because people were like, because it was like, what was it? The first
scene.
The very first scene.
Loud machines with masks. And it's like.
Yeah.
I could feel myself. I could feel like the. Yeah. It's like.
The Sardaukar.
Yeah.
Mongolian throat singing. So sick. God, dude, it's so dope. And you can see the inspiration too from like, there's a lot of inspiration from like, like the different like, families, races, whatever you would call them in the series. You could tell, like, you can see sort of where like the cultural inspirations are.
That's cool.
And it's really, really cool. And it's like very, very fascinating. The world building is like amazing as well, which is the stuff that like, if you like it and you're like, ooh, Dune's really cool, you have so much to dig into.
Yep.
It's just so, so, so cool. I love the idea of like having a, like, I love the idea of having this like amazing fantastical sci-fi series where it's like space travel and ships and all this stuff, whatever, and then focusing on one planet.
Yeah.
Being like, this is the story of this planet, and focusing just on that, and like getting down in the ground in the sand, like, and just being like, this
Dude, why'd
is
you just spoil it, man?
this is the story of Dune.
That,
Dude,
dude.
why'd you just spoil
It's
that?
so,
That's
Making a
so
story
cool.
about a super vast galaxy of a bunch of different planets
Yeah.
and focusing on one
And
ordinary
focusing-
story.
And focusing on like one small
Isn't
little
that
planet.
crazy?
Yeah, super
How
cool.
that would work.
Yeah,
And
or
not,
like,
and not connecting it to the supposedly rare.
the extremely rare, less than 1% of the population of the galaxy, secret mystical organization with magic powers
That are supposedly not a thing anymore after the eradication of them.
Yeah, but like 700 of them
Let's
survived.
just focus on every Jedi ever. Like, bro.
Yeah, Order 66 when all of the Jedi survived, except for these 700 main characters for these series that we're making. What are you talking? What? They're retconning the lore of the original series by making more and more.
Everyone
and more.
knows about Jedi. It's so annoying.
It's so dumb.
Like,
It's so dumb. I don't get it, bro. It's a secret organization where literally everyone knows what you're.
just give me some random outlaw.
That's why I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
That game. I'm very excited because it's like,
Like,
hey,
I don't care.
he's
if
a chick and a
Force-
robo
I don't care if the
friend.
Force is a thing, because that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I don't need a lightsaber in every Star Wars thing.
Yeah. Like, imagine a smuggler that has the Force and they don't know what it is, but they just use it. Because they're like, I don't know, I can just do that. I can just move a thing with my brain.
Yeah, I'm just really good at
don't know.
opening
Yeah.
doors.
It's like I think really hard and a door just unlocks sometimes.
Yeah. I got psychic abilities. I must be part alien.
Boom.
You just
cool.
got the Force.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Crazy. So sick. Yeah, highly recommended. If any of you
Yes.
guys haven't seen Dune, Part 2 just came out on Hulu, I believe.
I'm pretty sure.
You might have to rent it. Worth it.
Maybe.
Worth
Yeah.
it.
I'm not sure.
Worth it.
I've been seeing a lot of ads on it.
It's and maybe
So.
it's also coming soon. But
It
watch
could
part
be,
1.
but
Part 1 is a little slow. It's worth it.
yes.
If you watch part 1 and you're like, it was boring, don't talk to me. There's such a thing as setup, and not everything that's not action is not filler. You know?
Yeah.
Just because it's not a fight scene doesn't mean it's filler.
Except for if it's One Piece, then.
Yeah, true.
Well,
That's
yeah.
the only series with filler.
He hasn't had his 1 minute of One Piece.
Well, you already talked about it because we're this.
I did have my 1 minute of One Piece. Is it every episode?
I'm gonna say every episode.
I
yeah.
could not do every episode of 1 minute of One Piece. I mean, I could, but like,
It's only just because we recorded it. But you could do it. Next
Yeah,
time we
you're
record,
You're not
you
supposed
could
to
do
say
it.
that. This is a different day.
yeah, this is another day. This
Yeah,
is not the
it's
same
not the
day
same
that we
day.
recorded another episode
You're
on.
you're literally wearing different clothes. I'm wearing different clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
just
am
said
too,
He's
guys.
wearing different clothes.
I am too.
Yeah, true.
Dude,
That's
different
fun,
setup.
man.
What do you mean? This is
Yeah.
a different day.
Do you agree with me on the points I made, though? Is there anything I missed that you think?
I think he disagrees with everything you just said.
Not really. I don't think you missed anything.
Yeah. So good, man. Love it. And when you watch it, I
Yeah.
need you to tell me your thoughts
No,
because I want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch
We
it.
could talk about it too after you finish it.
True.
We can talk about it here. Do a whole episode.
Yeah,
It'd be fun.
a Dune episode.
Yeah. It's also fun. What's really fun to do is look at the parallels between all of the stuff that George Lucas was inspired by Dune, because he was inspired by Dune to write it.
Yeah,
You know,
that is cool. Oh, there's
Very
another.
fun to look at the parallels between the stories.
Yeah.
Like that's something I've been having a fun time doing. So.
Anyways, before we ramble on for too long.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end.
That's a great place to stop it.
We finally got a drink that is arguably
good.
Okay.
Snapple
it's
dethroned
arguably good.
Okay.
You know?
It's
I think it's all right. Yeah. It's
a solid
non-GMO.
option.
It's a new kind of
Oh
soda.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a new kind of soda.
Well, hopefully next episode when Trey gets a drink, he can shoot for something that he thinks will be S tier.
I think that
Hopefully.
we're gonna have a lot of things
Still
take
obscure,
over spot
but,
number one
yeah.
for a bit
Up
until
there.
we find one thing that we're all like S tier, and then that's probably gonna just be that's top.
Yeah.
Because then if we have another thing that's S tier, we're gonna have to like figure out if we want to
Which is
dethrone it or
wetter.
not, which is
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
All right, well that's a good one. I had a good time. All right, well until next time, we might have a guest for next
I
episode.
think
Hopefully.
so.
We'll see.
We're planning
That's
on
the
having a
goal.
guest.
Yeah.
But
So
If
see you in
schedules
a few weeks when we
Yeah.
record that next episode, and we'll probably have another chair here.
or right now.
Or he
Because
might
I'm
switch out.
still
He's still
behind
behind,
you.
you.
Oh no!
Hey,
a week later, 2 weeks
Jeff.
later,
I'm
you're behind
still
him?
in
Jeff.
your room.
Over your left shoulder, Jeff, through the window. He's right there.
I'm
He's right there
hiding.
staring at you, Jeff.
Dude. What the heck?
Make sure you lock your doors.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Yep.
Tight.
There it is.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.